Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in and happy Wednesday. Nice to be with everybody. Today's podcast. I'm just getting all set and ready to go. We got a lot to cover today. Uh, Breaking news, all kinds of news. And Trump is worried that he'll be impeached. We got a lot to cover with what happened today, the tragedy that happened today in Minneapolis as one person lost their life. And we're also going to talk about oil and why China thinks it's their oil and much, much more. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you being here. Ardell, number one. Thank you, Dustin. Appreciate Brian. Good to see you. As Brian said on my post, Brian's correct 100%. Brian, put you on the spot. It is our oil, and that's that. We're going to talk about today's oil, so stay tuned. Got a lot to cover, guys. So, I'm going to try to get as much as I can in this one live. The biggest fear is impeachment. Trump, I tell you what, Trump put out on X yesterday, he's worried about getting impeached. And we're going to explain why. I'm going to explain why he's worried. And I'm going to break down what must happen on November 3rd. What is November 3rd? Midterms and on the House and the Senate. And what would happen if we lose? What they do to Trump? And what would happen to our country? And much, much more. Welcome in, everybody. Wednesday, a lot going on, guys. I am a little earlier than normal. So we're going to talk. So everybody come in. At first, before I go on and talk, my prayers and thoughts. We're going to show videos of that fatal ICE shooting in Minneapolis. Now, I have not seen it, and I want to show it to you. I have done some reading on it, and I did some information on it myself. But we're going to watch it together. But I'm just going to say this. I believe it was a 37-year-old woman, a lesbian woman. Not that it matters. It's a life. But exactly what was the weapon held? Was it self-defense? And this, that, whatever. And you'd be surprised what I'm going to say. But again, I'm going to say it multiple times during this live. May she rest in peace. But I will share this before I go any farther. This woman had 3 kids. Why did this happen? Whose fault is this? We're going to jump into it. I can tell you this right now. I'm going to come out and say because I can't hold back. It's not Donald Trump's fault. And I'm going to go a little farther. We're going to discuss whether it was the ICE agent's fault. But think about what I'm going to say before I watch this. Before I watch it. If you're a woman or you're a man and you have family home after the holidays, not many, 3 kids. I'm not saying she left them alone. That's not what I'm saying. What the hell? Now this poor lady is leaving 3 children without a mother. What the hell are you doing being involved in this chaos in Minnesota? And why are the ICE agents there? Well, a lot of you haven't heard. There's got all these protests that are ready to go because of fraud. And by the way, Tim Walz, if these allegations are true, allegedly, he will go to jail. He's actually admitted that he knew about fraud. Oh, I'll bring that up. I got so much to cover in such little time here. But he already admitted he's not going to be running for governor. And let me just share something else, guys. I got a lot to cover. He said this. This is out of Tim Walz. You ready? I quote, Governor Tim Walz says, I declare, maybe he messed up. Oh, my God. I declare war. I declare war on the government and the President of the United States as of today. His opening statement should have been said this. My prayers and thoughts are with this woman and this horrific incident that happened in Minnesota, ladies and gentlemen. Then he could go on a little bit about what's happening with fraud. I don't think he should have. It's going to hurt him. I'm glad because I want to get rid of him. He pretty much said that. Our prayers are out there. We need to work on better respect and let ICE do their job and get the hell out of there. But I'm going to repeat this again, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Walz, the governor of Minneapolis, who soon is going to be arrested, indicted for multiple charges, allegedly, I said it 3 times, allegedly, that's 3 times, on the calling out, I declare war on the government of the United States on his press conference, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Are you kidding me? What kind of world are we living in? Donald Trump is worried about being impeached. Why? Why? First of all, before him being worried, Mr. Trump, I will do everything I could, and everybody on here, Donald Trump, to make sure you're not going to get impeached. Well, how do we do that? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go over a few things. First of all, before I go any farther, can you do the channel a big favor? Can you hit the like if you enjoy the content so I can continue doing these lives and break it down and give you the most accurate information, the common sense information. It's not about a MAGA. It's not about Republicans, rhinos. It's not even about Trump. It's certainly not about this new, what you call party. Okay, I appreciate. Now, there is a November 3rd of 2026. I quote, there's 435 seats of the House of Representatives. There's 35 of 100 seats in the United States Senate must be for re-election. And right now, the biggest concern on American mind is the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, if we do not go out and vote and we think it's going to be okay, I encourage everybody. It's not about Donald Trump. We will not only lose the House or the Senate or both. We're going to go over what I think is going to happen, but later on. We will lose so much more of what Trump has fixed in now over, is it a year? Yes. Today's the 7th. Correct me if I'm wrong. Today's the 7th. Yes, Eagles, Eagles, Eagles. Go Birds. So, we cannot let our guard down. Trump put out yesterday, he's worried. He's worried about it. We must go out and vote. You tell me what is wrong on taking our oil, Brian. Our oil. This is our oil. Here, we're going to talk about oil first. And then we're going to watch this video. By the way, may she rest in peace, this 37-year-old mom of 3. And we're going to go over the incident. Now, 50 million barrels of oil. 50 million. Oil. That's ours. He's going to make it back into Venezuela. And China says, that's not your oil, China says. It's their oil. You lost out, China. You had a shot. You could have went out and took out. You could have took them out. You did not. You lost your shot. We took them out. We took out Maduro. You didn't. It's not your oil. Never was your oil, China. We got China right where they want them. We're making Venezuela better again. We will control Cuba next. We will have Colombia. We'll go after the drug cartels in Mexico. However, ladies and gentlemen, Trump is moving so quickly. He needs our help. We must go out and vote on November 3rd. Please mark it on your calendar right now. Mark it down. Just like New Year resolution. Mark it down on your calendar. It'll only work. And go out and vote. Otherwise, we're going to lose common sense and American way and everything Trump is doing. He will go down in history, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the channel. Best ever. And he'll be best ever when I see him get the Somalians with Fox Live out there and make an arrest, but not put them in American jails and sending them back to East Africa, dumping them off, and then go nude over goddamn Africa. I'm sick of that. Now, let's go back to this poor lady. Let's watch what happened. And you tell me, was this automobile a weapon? Was it a weapon? Did she go full speed? First of all, she should not be deceased. It's a shame. It's not her fault. A lot of you are saying, what the hell are you talking about, Sal? She is corrupted like a lot of Democrats because they're listening to the fake news outlets. I blame fake news outlets and propaganda to drive this poor woman, get inside her head and make like Trump is Hitler and the king and he's a dictator and everything that's going on in fraud is Trump's fault. Leaving her 3 children now alone with no mom, mother of 3. She had nothing else more to go involved and get in between. Stay with me. And now she lost her life. And her partner watched her die. Let's watch this together. You guys tell me. Let's see what we got here. I have not watched this yet myself. So here we go.
Woman, she appeared to be in the vehicle alone, is what the police chief said. But the spouse has made it to the hospital. But we probably should take you back just a little bit about just some of the chain of events that have happened now that we have some of that information confirmed.
And interestingly, we really still haven't learned what the initial call was. Why?
Let's see if we have. I want to see if. Oh, here we go. Whoa! That's the car there.
The vehicle there
That's law enforcement pulling up in the pickup.
And it is the Honda
Now, hold
Pilot
on.
that we should.
All right, I'm gonna bring everybody up there. This is law enforcement here. These are ICE agents. 2,000 of them went to Minneapolis. A lot of it to do with fraud and organized protests that are going to happen this weekend and today a little bit too. Here's the ICE
Be
agent.
focused on here. It's about a purplish, reddish color here. So let's take
All right, right here. Let me stop. This is the vehicle. This woman here, may she rest in peace. Our deepest prayers are with her family. The ICE agents, they approached this vehicle that was going radical, driving crazy, ambush other people trying to take these ICE agents that are Democrats, Republicans, doing their job on this Wednesday. Okay, so now, here she goes. This is the woman in the car. Watch the tire. Everybody watch this tire, please. Watch this tire.
look.
Agent walking up.
All right. Did you see that tire? Did you see how, did she accelerate or did she try to make a U-turn? Because fake news CNN says she was just trying to make a peaceful U-turn and pull over in the snow here. Let's continue.
Then there's another agent. I don't know if you can see that one right there.
Three agents involved. One was kind of closer to the front of the vehicle. The other kind of pulled on that driver's side door handle.
Yeah.
There.
So again, there's no audio here. We don't know what's being said. We don't know anything else about this woman, other than we know that she was not the target of the initial investigation. That was confirmed by the police chief. But there are some other angles of this as well that are being looked at. So that's kind of one pass of the video. And again.
Okay, so we'll watch it. I'll watch this over and over. I want to see it again and again and again. But you could see that tire acceleration. Ladies and gentlemen, this was sad. A sad day. Sad day for all Americans. This poor woman wrapped around a lot more people on both sides. We need not to involve ourselves in between government officials and ICE agents at any time, whether you agree or disagree. This, let them do their job in Minneapolis. Joe, dropping a $50 donation. I'm going to read Joe's comment real quick. Thank you so much for your donation. Permanent. Found the nations, but nation has full ownership of resources, fraud, and borders. USA never own any oil and Venezuela. Joe, thank you so much for your donation. You rock, my friend. High five, fist bump. Joe, I did read that article that you are alluding to. Once again, thank you so much. But again, this oil that's going to be poured, and guess where this oil is going to be at real quick, and we'll go back to the video. This oil will be back here. Here's the story with the oil real quick. The oil that was 600,000 barrels a day. Stay with me. All different kinds of oil, by the way. All different kinds. You got oil for auto, oil for heat. Heavy crude oil will go back to where? Where's it going to go to? Through the pipeline to the United States of America, to the biggest Gulf Coast of Houston refinery, to the United States. And then that oil will be put back to Venezuela and put to work and make Venezuela safer, better, again, and make United States, in my opinion, bringing oil prices down to the lowest prices since 30 years ago, and to take control and have China right where we want them. If they want oil, they'll have to buy it from us. Which I'm jumping ahead because I'm going to be touching my next thing with Greenland. Because as far as I look, I didn't see Greenland. I went on Google to see how much it was to buy Greenland. There's no price on it, but we're going to talk about that too. If that's going to happen, and if it does happen, how it will help us out as far as our security. Okay. Also, thank you for the $5 donation on here. Frank, thank you. Sal Ice could put road closures sign. Fair comment. Fair, Frank. That's fair. You know, again, here. Thank you, Frank. Again, real quickly, I haven't watched. I just watched it for the first time. All I'm saying, and yes, you're right. They could have. That's a fair comment, ladies and gentlemen. That's a fair comment. But here's the deal. Why are people interfering with ICE or National Guards? Whether it's a Democrat, Republican, let the authorities, in my view, do their job. Look what happens. Look what happens. A mother of three lost her. She's 37 years young. She's not with us anymore. It's a shame because of the blood pressure going up and hearing propaganda on both sides. Let's be honest, MAGA, and hearing what's going on, feeding into your head, driving. Get to that area. When I say driving, and then boom, you disobey, and now she's deceased. Look, the way I seen the first video of that back tire. Look, I think we've all got stopped before by police, right? In the chat, have we all got stopped? I got stopped recently. And the best thing to do, and I deserve to get stopped. I was speeding in a school zone a little bit. I deserve to get a ticket. First thing I do is put my hands on the wheel. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. And get the credentials. That lady should stop. But you know what? Again, it's not her fault. The governor, the mayor, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to support Donald Trump. You don't have to agree what's going on. Stay out of the way. Let the ICE agents go and do their job. Stay on TV if you're not working and watch it. Have a cup of coffee, have a beer, go have a discussion in your living room, go out to, do not interfere. You lose your life. I mean, this is a shame. It really is a shame. I don't want to see anybody, any American, Democrat, Republican, Independent, gay, transgender, anybody lose their life over this. There's fraud going on with Somalians in Minneapolis. They made it clear. There's 5 states that Donald Trump has frozen. 5. California now, Chicago. And he's going to investigate why Somalians and illegals are getting certain benefits and, having these child care with their own children. It's fraud. And then also on the back end, receiving welfare and then using that money, going through TSA in Atlanta, sending it to Dubai, no taxes off to Somalia, getting over $100,000, and ladies and gentlemen, not paying taxes on it. That's fraud. If one of us did it, we'd be in jail. There's lots of people who really need Medicaid, child health care, SNAP benefits, and much, much more. So ICE is there because it's starting to get out of hands because there's certain people that live there are upset, and that's fine. I don't know why they're upset. I would only think Somalians should be upset, but why are middle-class people, lower middle-class people upset? They shouldn't be upset, but they are. They have a right to if they want, but don't interfere. Let's go back to this video and see, as Trump is worried about impeachment, we're going to talk about that and a little bit more.
And
I'm going to go back. I want to go back a little bit more. We'll go back one time more right here in the beginning.
you can see the vehicle there. That's law enforcement pulling up in the pickup.
And it is the Honda Pilot that we should be focused on here. It's about a purplish, reddish color here. So let's take a look.
Agent walking up. And then there's another.
All right, so you can clearly, I'm doing the best I can, guys. You can clearly see the ICE agent now is icy. He's slipping a little bit. He's kind of shocked. And this lady, I think this is her lover, her partner. I believe this is her partner. She was...
Their agent, I don't know if you can...
All right, now she takes off. She takes off. Now that vehicle there, ladies and gentlemen, that is a weapon. In the chat, yes or no? Is that a weapon, yes or no? Can a vehicle be a weapon in this situation? Was that vehicle a weapon? If so, then that's simply self-defense.
See that.
Yeah, very sad. Very, very sad. I will say that. And thank you for all the donation. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is very sad. You know, it has to stop. And again, my heart's broken. This poor woman did not deserve to lose her life. All right, there's no buts. However, the ICE agent was on self-defense. He was protecting himself and the other ICE agents. You think they want to be there doing this? Okay. This is hard. You think it's hard on him. But on the flip side, when you have a governor who I believe will probably face a sentence in prison, not because of this, but of the fraud that he admitted not once but twice, I believe on Monday. He came out, he's buried himself saying he admitted to fraud. He should avoid that. He is doing the right thing not to run for governor a third term. But anyhow, the right thing for a governor to do is our hearts are broken. He should not mention Donald Trump's name. Don't mention anything about the fraud on this topic. We have to stand behind our ICE agents. Whether you agree on the circumstances or not, a woman lost her life, and pretty much that's it. We'll be investigating, maybe he can add, on the incident to see what exactly happened, whether it was self-defense or direct action, right? And that should be it. He also should encourage, I will say this, I don't want anybody out protesting. Let authorities do their job referring on the fraud that's happening in Minneapolis. And then he could call Donald Trump and say, hey, can we kind of work this out and have more notice, or as somebody said, maybe have some streets notifying ICE agents and stuff, if that's true. I don't know if they had signs or didn't have signs, but that's the right thing to do. So this is a governor who was running for vice president of the United States of America, who could have very well been president if Kamala would have won in the future. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Have we thought about that? Tim Walz, if they would have won, they had no chance. But if he would have won, he could have been running a future president of the United States, or would have been a vice president of the United States. This is a party that is being controlled. Now, I'll just say this. My opinion, Kamala Harris knew about the fraud happening, and I think that's why she went after Tim Walz to save the Democrat Party, because it wasn't just him, his ass. A lot of these blue states and red states have been corrupted in fraud since COVID and before, whether it was unemployment, whether it was PUA unemployment, whether it was daycare, child care, Medicaid scams. And people do it here too. So I believe she was going after him thinking that they were going to win. They were very confident, and they lost. And thank God they lost. Thank God that Trump's the president. And thank God a little bit more, he would have been brain dead or not with us, and so on and so forth. But as far as impeachment, there is an opportunity that Donald Trump could be impeached. If the Democrats come in and they win the House or win the Senate, now they can do everything possible to come up with some fake scandals. We've seen it over and over. 99.9 are false, and try to impeach him. And who that will affect? It will affect Democrats, Republicans, independents, all of us. We will be done for a very long time if this happens. We need to save America. It's not about Donald Trump. It's not about him. It's not about Marco Rubio. It's not about J.D. Vance. It's not about these radical or moderate Democrats. It's about us. This is logical common sense. That 40 years, no president was thinking and playing chess like this. None. I want you to think about this. I'm going to call out a Republican president that I voted for. What a horrible president. What did George Bush do? Name one thing that he did good. I want to see it. What did George Bush, if you think of George Bush, George W. Bush, what did he do? Next. What did John F. Kennedy do? Next. What did Barack Obama did, except for destroy healthcare? Next. What did Bill Clinton do? Next. What did Ronald Reagan do? Next. And ask yourself what Donald Trump has done for us. I'd like to hear from him. Think about it. Let me refresh my comments and I'll jump into some comments. Think about it. So that's why it's important, because in Donald Trump yesterday, and I was going to come on and talk about this yesterday, but I got tied up. And I got to tell you, this is why I'm coming out here tonight. Donald Trump is worried. And that's why he's putting out on X on impeachment, because they will do that. They will do everything they could to try to impeach Donald Trump. And that will be the end of what everything he's accomplished and trying to fix in just over 1 year now. 1 year and 1 day to be exact, right? I almost said under a year. 1 year and 1 day. And look what he is doing. And let me tell you, this is a strategy. He went into Iran. He's doing so, ladies and gentlemen, he's doing so much more than we even think of. Hey, Joe, thank you. So, first of all, Joe, without even looking at the comment, thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, let me read it here. A fair comment. That's a fair comment, Joe. Absolutely a fair comment. We'll talk about it in a minute. I mean, look, there's going to be different views on that, Joe. Joe, real quickly, thank you so much. It's not on notice, all your support. Just being here, Joe. I enjoy being here with you and your great comments. Look, we just have different views, but I somewhat have my thoughts on that, and I'm not just saying it because you gave the donation. I'm a little worried where we're heading with that. I was going to talk about that a little bit, but if you would, we can bring it up right now. You know, for me, I think it's part of the strategy to kind of, keep everything, our military and everything based. I don't know if it's going to happen as far as that, buying Greenland. I think, first of all, it's going to be very, very tough. But I will say what's going to happen. You're hearing here first. Venezuela is going to be great, and Cuba, all these people that are making money, the Cubans, I'm talking not the Cuban people, but the government, these people with what do you call it, dementia, like Biden. These people are just old in Cuba. New people are going to be running Cuba. I think it's going to be better and better, safer and safer, and we can eliminate these poor people living like that in Cuba. It's imagine how to live in Cuba. And a lot of people hate the United States. Rosie O'Donnell, try going to Cuba or Venezuela. Now Venezuela will be better and better again. But as far as Greenland, I have mixed feelings on that subject. We'll get into that in just a little bit. I also think we need to crack down on these drug cartels in Colombia and Mexico, because, the government in Mexico is outweighed by these drug cartels and police, because 99.9% of these police officers are involved with these drug cartels to make more money. Let's face it. So I think Trump, going back to Trump being impeachment, Trump is doing so much, in my opinion, for most, than any president has done. I know it's hard to see it, and a lot of people disagree on a lot of things, but he's basically playing, strategy and chess. I mean, he really is. I mean, if you think about it, I was talking about Iran. So he goes to Iran, right? And he takes out their nukes and everything else. And now I'm hearing just today, I'm hearing that they're trying to straighten out Iran's presidency, and they're kissing our ass. So they're going to be kissing our ass, right? I also think that this will probably lead to ending the war with Ukraine and Russia, because I think we're going to have Putin and Russia right where we want them, right? They don't want to get involved with this. And we're going to make Russia crippled. I tell you why. China, no oil. Iran, no oil from Russia. He's going to go completely insane. Now, there is fear. There is fear that Russia can use some power and come after us with all their power. I don't think so, because Putin worries about money more than anything. I think we're going to have, at the end of the day, Putin and Russia right where we want them at. I really do, in my opinion. I like to hear from you guys. We got? Thank you for the $10 donation, Raffer. I appreciate you very much. All right, you've been on Trump's side. What has Trump done wrong and why? Yeah, all right. Well, first of all, thank you for the donation. Great comment. Look, I've called out for a lot of these. I've called out Trump. Look, I think Trump, look, he's not perfect. Let's be honest, MAGA. He's not perfect. Look, as far as the Epstein files, we can go back. I know a lot of you won't. I don't blame you. It's been about 2 months. I've talked about Epstein files. I've called Trump out, Pam Bondi out. I've called out Dan Bongino, Kash Patel. But to your question, what is Trump? I think he's handled that Epstein files corrupt upside down. I think it would have been better off not going back and forth. I apologize for the birds in the background there, the parrots. He probably should have been better off coming out and saying, look, we don't have all the information, but we will get to it. I think they messed that whole thing. He's fumbled it. He's fumbled the Epstein files. But up to date, most of the files are out. There was nothing with Donald Trump on there. I also think his body language, Rafter, I think I like his body language, maybe because I'm Italian. I grew up with, that cockiness. I'm not saying it's great or not. I can see where it rubs people the wrong way. But I rather see somebody who speaks what's on their mind, who's tough, and not talk about you when you leave. Meaning, like Biden, Barack Obama, Bush. He's. I've always said this. Trump is for every American what we wanted to say for many, many years. Republicans and Democrats and independents. He is our voice. Now, not everything that comes out of his mouth, has to be a cuss word. And I don't think it is. And sometimes I think he uses that a little too much. I will agree. But other than the Epstein files, maybe the tariffs attacks, the tariffs, I don't think he needed to go so high to negotiate. I think that, disrupted the market a little bit. However, if you haven't looked at the market today, it's only on paper, but look at it yesterday and today. But yeah, I think, but then again, we don't know what's in his back pocket, and he is a businessman. But Donald Trump is not perfect, but I will just end this on that comment. It's a hell of a lot better than being run by a committee by Elizabeth Warren, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, Pete Buttigieg, and Joe Biden, and a little bit of Hunter Biden than a leader. So ask yourself, would I have Donald Trump, who's not perfect, who I have my thoughts on this, that, whatever, a little cussing, a little bit of this, calling out fake news too much, talking about Joe Biden over and over, I agree. But a man who's trying to keep us safe and strategy and cheaper and oil and make a little bit better, more money in our pocket and more tax breaks. I think I will take Donald Trump. All right. What did I miss here? Got another donation here. Hey, first of all, from Germany. Hey, God bless Germany. What I'm hearing in Germany, before I read the rest of your comment, is the banks in Germany are actually doing better. So thank you for being here from Germany. God bless Germany. I've been to Germany. Great people, and I'm not just saying this. Very welcome and great beer, of course. All right, I'm scared of America. Excuse me. Trump to say. All right. Well, thank you once again. Thank you for your comment. I disagree. I don't think it's all about oil and money. Okay, you got to look at the big picture. And once again, thank you and shout out to Germany. Great people there, just like that donation and that person making a comment. Look, he is really working to make America common sense cheaper. Now, real quickly, does he have a little ego? Yes. Don't we all, as humans, have a little ego? Huh? But down to it, not to be worried. It is strategy. Will we hit a couple bumps on the way on possibly taking out and making Cuba great again, and I believe Colombia, Epstein file? Absolutely. Nothing's going to be perfect. But it's better than sitting on your ass with the previous administration and the Obama administration and both Bush administrations. At least we have somebody, who's out there. You say, real quickly, How many people want J.D. Vance as president? How many people? Because he's keeping his distance right now. Now, I'm not saying that's not, but you're not going to ever, well, I wouldn't say ever. I don't think you're going to see a president come out and hold these press conferences, address America like anybody like Donald Trump. We're so used to a president coming out and addressing us, whether you like him or not. The only person that will come somewhat close, and maybe because I'm a big fan, but he is a talker and he cares, is Marco Rubio. That's why I still like Marco Rubio for me over J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is kind of keeping his distance. He's probably saying, oh my God, I don't know if I can do all this talking that Donald Trump is doing. So, but no, I don't think as far as the oil in Germany and money, I think you said that that's all he cared. No, I think he's care about keeping America safe, Germany better. Because look, you're seeing Germany banks do better. I think he wants good for Italy. Do you understand when the United States do well, we will all do well. And in the event, if we do buy Greenland or we take over Greenland, you know what that does to Canada? Oh my God, Canada will be better. If it happens, and it could, it might not, and everybody does well. When the economy is safe and peace, the whole world does well. We need to head in that direction. All right, a couple bumps here and there. I'm talking about the next 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 40, 100 years when we're all going, most of us on here, most of us. We need to keep that going, yes or no? We need to keep the common sense going. And, men in women's bathroom, I talked to a transgender, Trump supporter. She says, oh, I disagree. I said, wait a minute. I might have that person on. She goes, you don't know what's in your body until you're like, in your 20s. And she goes, men don't belong in women's bathroom. You want your daughter. She agreed on like 85% of Donald Trump. I mean, she disagreed on tariffs, I think. And she had some thoughts on recent activities in Venezuela. But, most of it was common sense. And she is a woman now, or, so there you go. So, it's all about common sense. And if we lose and Trump gets impeachment because that we don't go out and vote, then our nation's in trouble. Our nation's in trouble, 100%. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so once again, if you're just coming in late, Trump is fear about impeachment. He's encouraging everybody. It's not soon, but in November 3rd, there's 435 seats of the House of Representatives. And it's, Trump is worried because right now things are not looking real good as far as the seats go. And 35 of 100 seats in the U.S. Senate are up for re-election. And if we lose one or two of them, then we will go back, or even worse than Biden's auto pen committee, if you would say. It would be 20 times worse. Could we see what happened in Minneapolis with fraud? California will be breaking by, what is today? Wednesday, by Friday. They're going to be opening up a thorough investigation. The impeachment, who should be getting impeached and jail, in my opinion, is Gavin Newsom. He's done worse than allegedly Tim Walz. Think about it. Fires. People still haven't gotten their money from the fires through FEMA. 2, homeless, that we do on this channel. We help out the homeless. Very little money. I was going to say zero, but it's not zero. Very little bit of money. A little bit to help out the homelessness in the state of beautiful California. It's beautiful. Mountains, beaches. It's not California fault, right? C, Medicaid, illegals. Daycare, welfare by illegals. Not necessarily Somalian, but illegals. California will be bigger and widespread. Why? It's much larger than Minnesota. And then it'll be Chicago. That piece of shit in Chicago. That blank. That'll be next. And then I wouldn't be surprised. You're only going to hear it here. That 1 or 2 red states. That's right. Not many. They'll investigate. But right now there's 5 states all blue, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states that he's frozen the child care until they show proper, they get audit and they show proper information of funding children in these daycares. They were getting funded from COVID relief money, big grants to Minnesota, to California, possible Chicago, and other states. And very little bit of that money, very little, were going to struggling middle-class people. I have spoken to a lady here. I live in Las Vegas, and we help out the homeless. And I said, what happened, my friend? She says, well, what happened was I lost my apartment. I said, well, what happened? Well, I was on unemployment, but I didn't qualify. Okay, I know there's 3 sides of a story. I worked at Walmart, did this. I finally got unemployment, and then they wanted it back. And she didn't know that she could have kept it, but she was scared. She was scared. And she sent most of it back. She said, I asked why I can't get SNAP benefits. I got to fill this out. I got to fill that out. She finally did. She had to have a residence, an address. She got nothing. And she's out there struggling with children. Breaks my heart. African-American lady, doesn't matter. And I said, what do you think what's going on? After 30 minutes of conversation, what do you think what's going on in Minnesota? How are these Somalians illegals? You know what she said? I'm pissed because these people aren't filling out in Italian ungabarigas. And for YouTube, it means nothing. They're not getting nothing. And they're filling these forms out and they're getting nothing. And they got these daycare centers and they say they have children there, which are theirs. They have wives there. They're married to 2, 3, 4 wives or husbands. And they're getting paid on both ends. Think about it. They're getting these grants. They're getting COVID relief. They're getting funded. Tim Walz says he didn't know about it. Now he says he knows about it. The mayor said they didn't know about it. Now they're investigating. They all committed fraud if they're saying that. They've been better off saying nothing, right? But that's how stupid they are. They're very stupid. Sorry. And now you're leading to this horrible incident today, this fatal ICE shooting in Minneapolis, where a woman at 37 years old, mother of 3, loses her life over the media, false information, not accurate information, 95% is false, and leads to this. And if we go ahead and get Trump impeached, if we don't win in the midterms in November 3rd, it is over for all of us. We will all be in some serious trouble financially and much, much more. Healthcare, and the list continues. But this lady, going back to her, is struggling. Struggling. More people like her are struggling to get food benefits, electric assistance, gas assistance. Meanwhile, they're getting it. They brought them here. When I say they, well, first of all, Barack Obama started it. Everybody says who's the worst president? Barack Obama, because he started it. He's the worst, by far. And then the committee. And then if you want to have a bottom 3 list, yeah, Jimmy Carter. And you want to throw Bush in there, throw him in there. But anyhow, back to this. And now look what you have. What a damn shame. So he started this. They let Somalians in. They're all over Minnesota and other states. And now look what you got. So I say this. I said this on previous lives. You ready? Don't arrest them. Do not arrest them. Then that's more taxpaying money. And by the way, I heard I had a Democrat friend say, Sal, you're going to talk about this tonight? I said, yeah. He said, that doesn't affect you. I said, okay. Because that doesn't affect me. Yes, it does. It's federal. Ladies and gentlemen, this fraud that's happened in Minnesota and that's also happened in California, it's affecting us because it's federal. When you pay taxes, are you guys getting your tax forms in the mail yet? You know, whatever you do, they're starting to come in, right? You open up the mail. Some of these are happy because you're going to get some money back, and you should. But people like me, a lot of us who have to pay, you know, we have to pay by April 15th. If our taxes is off by $1, not $1, sorry. Our taxes are off by $100, we are getting audited. We are paying 30, 40% of Somalians. It is federal. So don't say it's just Minneapolis people. It's federal. It's a lot of us. We are getting hit 30, 40%. And it's a damn shame because we failed as a nation to help out American veterans struggling and homeless. And that's why I do what I do. And I'm pissed off. Oh, and somebody asked earlier about the donation. What else am I mad about Trump? Yes, I want more help for the homeless people in all states. So there you go. Yes, I would like to see more. But again, it's only been 1 year and 1 day. And he's got his hands full right now. By the way, like and subscribe because we got a good live coming up tomorrow. Don't want to miss it tomorrow. We're going to talk about that nobody's talking about because of all what's happening right now. Understand, but Trump's assassination attempt. I want a thorough investigation. We need to know what the hell by now. Trump, we need to know what exactly who was behind that. Was it just one person? Was it two? Was it Iran? Was it Maduro? I'm just throwing names out. Allegedly. We need to know who was really behind that July incident in Butler, Pennsylvania. I would love to know, but hopefully that'll come out sooner or later. But anyhow, it's just very sad, and that's why we need to go out and vote. That's why we can't have this new, you notice I use the word new Democrat, because once again, if you're a Democrat on here, we know Joe's a Democrat. We know we have a lot of independents on here. And we just say this. My mom was a moderate Democrat. We go back and forth. She just lost her life. We never let a phone call saying, I love you. We disagreed on a lot. At the end of the day, but I tell you what, my mom is alive right now. I guarantee you, mom would not agree on what the hell happened with fraud. That's simply illegal. And she also, while she was alive, disagreed on all the all the illegals coming here. But said that, we will lose the freedom of America. We'll be run by people like AOC, Ilhan Omar, old lady Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, and much, much more. Bernie Sanders, he's old, he's gone, but excuse me, Madani, they will run us to the ground. They will run us to the ground. They will tell us when to shop, what to eat. Could we smoke a cigar? Should we not? Can we drink? Can we not? Can we have milk? Can we have sugar? It's not far-fetched, guys. We will have a government shutdown. We will have a pandemic named the mosquito virus, whatever. It'll be some kind of made-up stuff to control us, and we cannot have that until the Democrats that you don't hear about, and there's some good Democrats out there, and a lot of megas on here saying, what the hell are you talking about there, Trump? There is. We don't know who the hell they are. They're not going to tell us because they're going to be checked out. Soon as a moderate Democrat comes on, remember Joe Manchin? Shout out to Joe Manchin because he stopped the big, beautiful bill, but I'm not referring to Joe Manchin. There's some younger Democrats that are moderate who just want to come on board and help Americans win. They just agree on 60, 70% of Trump's strategy, right? They're out there. You'll never hear about them because of who? Chuck Schumer. I forgot about Chuck Schumer. That piece of shit. 40, 50 years in Senate. Him and Nancy. 100 years total. Name one thing that Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi have done, not for the Democrat Party, but for the American people. Can we name one? So that's who you have in office. Very sad. Very, very sad. And Trump is worried. I'm not worried. Are you guys worried? Is anybody worried about Trump being impeached? I tell you why I'm not worried. Because my voice is his voice. I will make sure and use my voice on this small platform. But I also make sure these other YouTubers, because that's our news now. CNN's no news. CNBC's no news. Fox, I'm pissed off at. I don't watch them as much. This is our news. What is our news? The people. On this live chat, on Joe Rogan's live chat, on Stephen Gardner's live chat, on many others' live chats. That's the news. And if you're a Democrat, that's your news. I wish they would start reporting the news and leave politics out of it. And that's including Fox as well. I say it as it is. I wish they would be, what was his name? Nick Shirley, that YouTuber, 23-year-old, Mormon, smart, million times smarter than me when I was 23. Probably smarter than me now. This young man getting death threats. He is an independent journalist who goes there, makes his little connections. He's like an Italian. Makes his connections and brings down Tim Walz. Well, we'll be bringing him down one way or another. Whether it's handcuffs, allegedly, or you won't see him anymore. Well, you're not going to see him anymore. Either way. Either he was too stupid or he was in on it. He's got to go. And this 23-year-old did what CNN should have been doing. He should have done what CNBC, whatever the hell that channel is, ABC, CBS, and I'm sorry, MAGA, you heard it from here, Fox. I said this on our last live. They should have been out there beating and open up the story. That they're all sitting on their ass with their producers knocking each other's brains out. And for me, it's another reason, in my opinion, that this woman, who's 37 years old, lost her life on this Wednesday, January 7th, right after the holidays. Yeah. Propaganda. False information. Bleeding into people's heads. We got to be smart, people. Whether you like Donald Trump, don't care about Donald Trump, or you're a Democrat, Republican, don't ever get involved in mix events. And I hope I'm wrong, but this weekend, I hope I'm wrong, you're going to see some major protests. No reason for ICE agents to be ambushed. That's an ambush. And, I mean, it's early. And by the way, I want to see the body cam. Does anybody on here know? I forgot to see. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about, we're talking about real quick for those who are coming in late, the body cam and the incident videos and the fatal ICE shooting in Minneapolis today that took place. I'll show it one more time in a little bit for those who came in late. I think I seen Crystal Richmond. Hey, shout out to the moderators on here. Mike M, Crystal, Janine, Lemon J, many others. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Thank you for all the donations from Joe Childs to many more on here. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you for helping sponsoring today's live so we can continue. And more importantly, forward that money over to the homeless. Mr. A, Adrian, thank you for being here. Shout out to Adrian. Who's Adrian? A loyal moderator and also a subscriber who said, Sal, start the YouTube channel 3-4 years ago, Adrian? 5 years ago? I don't know. Thank you. So, it's sad. It's sad that we've come this far with these news outlets and they don't report the news. And then they criticize a young man and threaten his life and his family for just reporting common sense and what's exposing fraud. I don't see anything wrong with that. And now look what we have. We have ICE agents there that are doing their job. And by the way, do you know these ICE agents are Republicans and Democrats? Yeah, I know what I was saying. The body cam. If they had, I'm sure they have it, right? That would show everything there on the self-defense. As far as self-defense, that'll show right there. We've seen a little bit of that. How the car, with the ice. I'll show it again. You can see that the tire, like she was going full acceleration. In my opinion, we'll watch it one more time. That she was leaving, and she was disobeying the law. So he had to shoot, and unfortunately, she lost her life. Let's see. I want to see it again for those who are coming in. Let's see if we can see it one time more. I'll go back a little bit here, and we'll show it right about here? Or right about here?
You can see the vehicle
That's law enforcement pulling up in the pickup.
And it is the Honda Pilot that we should be focused on here. It's about a purplish, reddish color here. So let's
See
take a
that
look.
agent walking up and law enforcement pulling up in the pickup.
And it is
Watch the back
Honda
tire,
Pilot
guys.
that we should be focused on here.
Watch
It's about
the
a
driver's side back
purplish,
tire.
reddish color here. So let's
I want you to, this is acceleration. Watch this tire. There's the ICE agent. This is the woman who lost her life.
Front.
Yeah, somebody said she was using the car as a weapon. I have to see more. If that's the case, look. Clearly, so far, I've seen it 3 or 4 times. It's self-defense. You know, when you're using your vehicle.
A chance to do this. The statement from Kristi Noem, the Department of Homeland Security, if I could as well. Do you want me to do that right now, Ryan, or do you want me to wait just a minute? Okay. Okay. So let's just kind of let's just watch this for a moment. Again, this is the aftermath.
All right. I know a lot of people are coming in. There's a lot of people that are lost. There's a lot of people are confused. This had to do with the ICE agents. 2,000 ICE agents went to Minneapolis due to the investigation allegedly on Tim Walsh, who's actually come out and admitted it now several times that he was aware of fraud, but he was working on it to try to help. So he's already come out. He probably should never said that. I don't know why he didn't advise an attorney. But to get what's happening, this was videos today of a fatal ICE shooting. A woman, 37-year-old, who was had a partner. It was a lesbian woman, not that it matters, who had 3 beautiful children. A woman who probably, in my opinion, people out there never, ever get impaired. Here we are, January 7th, 2026. She probably just celebrated Christmas, Christmas Eve, New Year's, or Hanukkah, or the holidays. And went in the middle of all this, who was blocking. We heard the newscast, and I like to hear a little bit about was using, in my view, the car as a weapon, and the ICE agent had to take action and shot this young woman, this 37-year-old woman, and led to her death. It's a shame that it's come to this. ICE agents are there. They're being ambushed in Minneapolis. They're being ambushed in California and LA. They're being ambushed. They're there to do their job, to protect the city. And events like this, what are occurring with all this fraud, it's out there. It's real. And there was a donation earlier and a good comment and a fair comment from somebody who said, hey, should they have had some signs out there saying, hey, ICE agents, ICE agents, maybe so. Maybe so. I don't know. I didn't see any there. Maybe we should have had it. But again, they are having their badge, their uniforms. The government, and that is a fair comment, by the way, but the government should be saying, let's have police on intercom. Ladies and gentlemen, please avoid the streets. No one on the streets. We have security, ICE agents, ICE out there. Be alert. Be off the streets. Better yet, block the streets. So that falls again on the city, the mayor, the chief of police, And certainly the governor, who was still the governor, by the way, Tim Walz. This should not fall on Donald Trump. It's not because I am a Trump supporter. Trump has nothing to do with this. He's putting these ICE agents out there. Hopefully, Tim Walz will come out and make a statement, but he did. And his statement, and I quote, I had to leave some notes, guys. A lot to remember. I probably should remember this, but I want to read the exact words. Here's what Tim Walz had to say about this tragedy who led to this 37-year-old lady, this woman. He said, basically what he said was, we are at war. That's what it was. We are at war. I quote, Tim Walz, the governor, who was allegedly committed the fraud or knew about the fraud. We are at war with our government and Donald Trump. Is that the words that should be coming out of a governor, whether it's a he or she or Republican? Yes or no? Is that what should be coming out of a mouth of a governor? Of course not. We are at war. We are at war with our government and Donald Trump. Of course it's not, ladies and gentlemen. No. If you're coming in late, I know I said this like a broken record, but meanwhile there's people coming on. His thoughts should have been, ladies and gentlemen, we had a horrific incident today. A woman lost her life. We are investigating this horrific crime. Please let and obey the ICE agents of Minneapolis that are here to protect our city. He doesn't have to discuss fraud. And our prayers and thoughts, and then get the hell off the press conference. Not to use, we were at war. Let's see if I can find that. Should we listen to that? Let's hear that. Hold on. Let's see if I can hear the press conference of Tim Walz. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring that up. Sorry for the news, or sorry for the noise in the background. I have parrots. A lot of you don't know or might know, and they're loud. But what are you going to do? Got to keep the wife happy, right? Tim Walz. Where are you at, Tim? This could have been the, oh, here it is. Oh, here it is. I found it. Here it is. All right, I think I got it. It's not that long. Oh, is that it? Hold on, guys.
Welcome to Fast Food Lawyers. Can I interest you in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy special?
Well, I have debt, but I don't know if bankruptcy is the right option.
Oh, if
Holding in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz holding a news conference right now about that deadly ICE-related shooting of a woman during an immigration crackdown. Let's listen in.
Let me be clear. The Trump and his don't cost someone their life.
Whoa!
I've reached out to Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, and I'm waiting to hear back.
That's his opening statement. Trump. Right there. Trump. Okay.
Let me be clear. The Trump and his Don Sotens, I say this. I feel your anger. I'm angry. They want a show. We can't give it to them. We cannot. If you protest and express your First Amendment rights, please do so peacefully, as you always do.
Whoa. Ladies and gentlemen, that's his opening statement. First of all, it's Trump. Second of all, if you like to protest, he did say peaceful. No! First is the victim. 37-year-old. What was her name? Oh, my goodness. This lady. Could somebody put it in the chat? I had her name down. May she rest in peace. That's his opening statement. All right. A woman of 3 children. And then nothing about I encourage Minneapolis to not interfere with government officials and ICE. That's it. That's what he should say. How long did that take? Why, by him saying this, could lead to more accidents, and in this case, deaths. Whether it's a death on an ICE agent or a city official or a woman who just lost her life on January 7th, 2026. That's a governor. That was a man who was running for vice president of the United States and could have been president of the United States. Think about that, guys, while you're having a cup of coffee or laying in your bed or having a cocktail of your choice. We cannot have Trump get impeached. Well, not over this, but over losing the House or the Senate on November 3rd. Let's listen a little bit more of this scaziad. In Italian, all it means is unorganized. It's not a bad word. Scaziad, just for YouTube and everybody else that are listening.
We can't give them what they want. The hearts and minds of the people in this state are on our side. To Americans, I ask you this, please stand with Minneapolis. To Minnesotans, know that our administration is going to stop at nothing to seek accountability and justice. The State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension are working on the investigation. We have activated the State Emergency Operations Center. State Patrol and Minnesota National Guard leadership is connected with the Minneapolis Police Department, the St. Paul Police Department, Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, the DNR, and Minnesota's Homeland Security and Emergency Management. We have activated dozens of members of the State Patrol's mobile response team. And from here on, I have a very simple message. We do not need any further help from the federal government. To Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, you've done enough. There's nothing more important than Minnesotan safety. I've issued a warning order to prepare the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops. They're teachers in your community, they're business owners, they're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans. Minnesota will not allow our community to be used as a prop in a national political fight. We will not take the bait. We will continue to update you, Minnesota, as we get more information. Now I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner Bob Jacobson of the Minnesota Department of Public Safety.
Crazy.
Thank you, Governor. As the Governor mentioned, my name is Bob Jacobson. It is my honor to serve as the Commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Public Safety. First of all, I want to acknowledge the reason that we are all here. The loss of life is not anything anyone would ever want. We fully expect that the community will want to peacefully demonstrate their anger or frustration. Minnesota residents and visitors have the right to peacefully demonstrate. We recognize that demonstrations are often driven by strong emotions, beliefs, and certainly a desire to be heard. Our role is to help ensure everyone can express themselves without anyone getting hurt. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety's role through the Minnesota State Patrol is to ensure safety, protect constitutional rights, keep roads accessible, and above all, to prevent harm. Our top priority is public safety. Our focus is keeping demonstrators, community members, drivers, and law enforcement safe, especially during moments of heightened tension or uncertainty. Demonstrations must remain safe and lawful, particularly around roadways. We will join with our partners to support safety while respecting the right to protest. With that in mind, I'd like to share a few safe and lawful ways to demonstrate. Minnesotans can safely and legally express their views in many ways, including getting together peacefully with others in public spaces, marching or walking, not on roadways, making your voice heard through chants, speeches, and displaying signs, being present in public areas where pedestrians are allowed, gathering in designated or permitted areas. And these actions will allow people to express themselves while protecting the safety of everyone involved. Unsafe or illegal actions could result in fines or arrests. Certain behaviors create serious hazards that threaten public safety, disrupt emergency services, or put people at risk. These actions could result in fines or arrests. Demonstrating on or entering a freeway on foot, walking on highways, throwing objects, starting or setting fires, damaging property or graffiti, using illegal fireworks, displaying or using illegal weapons, reckless or dangerous driving, especially near pedestrians, and certainly assaultive, aggressive, or riotous behavior toward anyone. We all want definitive answers to what happened today. Our Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is working in conjunction with the FBI to investigate this morning's shooting. As you know, we don't comment on active investigations, but also keep in mind that this is an investigation is also in its infancy. So any speculation about what had happened would be just that. And we will not engage in speculation. With that, I will turn it back over to the governor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'd be glad to take any questions. Yeah, and I can let General Schaefer talk about this. It so happens it's a training weekend. We've got about 7,500 troops in training at our sites, training sites across the state. What it is, and in the National Guard, you give a warning order, which is a heads up of something could be coming. That just allows people to think about what they would need, what it would mean to mobilize, what it would mean to put them in. And I could let the general talk a little bit about this. Obviously, since the summer of 2020, we had a lot of work done on teams being ready to make sure that civil unrest, and what that means, and I think Commissioner Jacobson was very clear, and I want Minnesotans to hear this from me. The desire to get out and protest and to speak up to this administration of how wrong this is, that is a patriotic duty at this point in time, but it needs to be done safely. And I think the commissioner simply just laid out some of those parameters. We can do that. This is the peaceful resistance that we need. Simon, you want to say a few things about what that means to have them on the ready?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Governor. So
Governor Tim Walz
Well, there you go.
of Minnesota, they're holding a press conference
That
after that
was-
37-year-old woman was killed
That was earlier.
during those protests on the street.
Once
of
again,
Minneapolis.
for those who haven't maybe been keeping up with it, lots of fraud being exposed by a YouTuber, independent journalist, and today they had ICE agents, I believe over 2,000 of them, because of their fear of some people going, completely insane and not really understanding exactly that they've been getting ripped off. The middle class people, all taxpayers, it's federal, so everybody that are on here, that we all pay taxes that live in the United States. And for me, he should not be encouraging any kind of protest, particularly after somebody lost their life. All right, a woman with 3 children goes out, and right here, this was the vehicle. She was in the car. The car is a weapon. Pretty much was disobeying. Should she have gotten shot? We weren't there. There'll be body cam images coming out. Right there. Tire goes, full acceleration. They finally catch up with her. Shot and lost her life. And this is why, for me, I don't think there is a peaceful protest. You can't have them. Not like this world is right now. And it's a shame. A woman who's watching brainwashed, it's a shame. Lost her life by a lot what's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, I encourage all of you, stay home. Not just in this particular incident that's happening in Minneapolis, whether it's in California, because I hope I'm wrong. Boy, I hope I'm wrong. But I feel it's going to get worse in California this weekend. Because why are we saying California? Why am I saying California? Because fraud's going to be investigated there as well, with daycare, Medicaid, and a lot of this is because most American people, very little people, are getting these grants of welfare or these COVID relief money. It simply did not reach the Americans. It reached Somalians, in this case in Minneapolis. It's reaching Mexico and other countries coming here on our system. And thank goodness that a 23-year-old Nick Shirley exposed this, because CNN or Fox or any other of them sat on their ass and ignored it. Because all they do is go back and forth, mouthing back and forth. Anyhow, a lady sits back and, gets a little heated up, doesn't like what she hears and what's going on, which is fine. But ladies and gentlemen, don't go expose your life is too precious to go out there and then look what happens. You interfere with ICE agents. You just can't interfere. And Tim Walz, as the governor, should stop it. He had his chance. I mean, for me, nothing he said today will eliminate him allegedly from going to jail, because fraud's a whole nother subject. But he could at least came out and said some good stuff. Not on Trump. He didn't have to come out and say, well, Trump's our president. No, just come out and say good things about the, makes you rest in peace, are sad for our victim. Stay off the roads. Don't interfere. Certainly don't put your car in the middle and block streets. We don't want this. That's what he should have said. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, these Democrats that you have are all hypnotized by this crazy agenda. It's money and votes. And that's what this is all about. They don't care about Somalians. They don't care about Mexico. They only care about their pockets on fraud and cheating to set up 50% votes so they can win future elections to control, you guessed it right, you and I and our families. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure Donald Trump doesn't get impeached. Not for this, but impeached if we don't win the House or control the House like we're doing in the Senate, because it will be finished for all of us for a long time. Trust me when I tell you, this is not a Democrat party anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Not even close. And we got to look ourselves in the mirror as Republicans, Democrats, Independents, and it's up to us to keep a president who's not perfect, who has a little body language and cusses a little bit, which I don't mind, but I can see where it rubs people, who is doing almost everything for us and our future and keeping us safe. And everything he's doing, what he did in Iran, eliminate nukes, possibly developing, and taking Maduro, not a president who cheated an election, a dictator, poisoning and with narcotics and cocaine particularly into the American, taking him out, putting him in, he won't see warm weather anymore, in prison, and anyone else interferes. I think Colombia, they're coming after Colombia. We're going to make Cuba safe. Again, common sense, this should have been stopped many years ago, run by a Republican president and Democrat presidents. We now officially have an American president who just has the R under his name as a Republican. Cool, what else he was going to do? Have I don't give a shit under his name? Because that's what it is. I don't give a shit. Run party. I don't give a shit about Americans. That's what it is in a nutshell. And that's what this is all about. And this would have never happened if you didn't have Somalia taking advantage of our welfare, our grants, our funding. And by the way, we help out the homeless on here. So thank you so much for the likes. And speaking of homeless, I will be investigating fraud here in Las Vegas. So stay tuned. By the way, it's a Republican governor, but it once was a Democrat governor. Steve Sisolak, who almost had me arrested, who committed allegedly fraud and unorganized. I wish we could have had him. But anyhow, we now have a new governor who's sitting on his ass, who I voted for. And yes, I will go after anybody. I don't care who they are. When there's people literally dying, Americans on the street of Las Vegas, in Oregon, in Chicago, not in that order. And in that other piece of shit, Gavin Newsom in California, he committed allegedly lots of fraud, lots of money never went to the homeless population and went right in his pocket. Powell State fires, that's coming out soon, so stay tuned to future lives on that. I'm going to uncover that. And much, much more corruption in California, but even bigger than Minnesota because it's just big. If we allow these blue states to take control, more blue states and more blue states, it's not about taking Donald Trump out. It's about taking away our freedom, our common sense, and literally our future going forward, and our children and grandchildren if we have them, and literally on and on and on. It's a shame. It's a shame that that lady lost her life. It really is. It's a shame. And a lot of it I blame on the media. Tim Walz, we just heard a little while ago, should be ashamed of himself because he knew about the fraud and allegedly got donations. But let's just say for conversation purposes, he didn't get any donations. Let's just give him a pass on that. Should we give him a pass in the chat? Should we give Tim Walz a pass on the donations? Should we give him a pass? But let's just say Governor Tim Walz did not get donations. He knew about the fraud. Some people, nope, no pass, right? No pass. Yeah, I think we're going to finally see a governor get arrested and more. No, but let's just say he did not accept donations, right? He still knew about the funding from COVID, Ozzy, and did nothing about it. He did nothing to try to prevent it. Well, to me, that's illegal. For me, handcuffs and put in jail and prison. If that was one of us, we would be in jail. But yeah, I believe he did. And supposedly lots of donations. And Ilhan Omar's another one. A congresswoman who's making 25 to 30 million. To be a correct 25 million is what I heard. We'll go on the low side. Should we go higher? $25 million a year to do nothing but to hate on a beautiful flag behind us. And to do more, involved with the Somalian community. If she wanted to help, she should have said, whoa, I'm a congresswoman. I am now American. No. That, I would say, okay. No. Married a couple brothers, to come to America and to bring the mess and the corruption and fraud to the United States and to Minneapolis. Oh, well, we come to Minneapolis because there's nice people here. Yeah, you're taking away those nice people, Medicaid and SNAP benefits and child care assistance. You piece of crap. If you live in Minnesota, oh my goodness. You know, I said the other night you should leave. I'm going to call myself out. Yes, I call myself out. No, don't leave. What the hell was I thinking? I must have been drinking that night. No, I'm only kidding. Maybe I smoked too many cigars that night, Ozzy. Don't leave. You fight for your right. For Minneapolis. And you call them out and you make sure they're held responsible. And do not leave. What was I saying? Leave. Don't leave. I was wrong on that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's a shame because there's so many people out there that are homeless, so many people struggling, so many people are 1 check, 2 checks, 3 checks away from being homeless, trying their best to get SNAP benefits for a couple weeks, a couple months. Maybe you have an illness that you're fighting, and I wish you well if you are. I really do. Stay positive, my friends. And need Medicaid, and need food assistance, and need child care assistance. And you're probably not getting it, are you? Or it took you a long time to get it. Or if you're getting it, they probably said no more, right? Yes or no? Anybody? Don't be embarrassed. I'd like to know. Because it could happen to any of us. But guess what? You got it right. Mexico, Somalians, Venezuela, who come here illegal, get it. And speaking of Venezuela, our oil, we got it, making the world great again, safer again. strategy again. Iran was the first. It's all set up, chess piece, one by one. Maduro and his lovely wife in jail. We got them just where we want them. And Cuba, no more business. Don't worry. We're going to put those bad guys and bad women away as well. And we're going to make Cuba great and smoke Cuban cigars and go to Cuba, make it safe. Cubans, majority of them want to stay there. They want to leave now because it's corrupted. Venezuela is so happy. Venezuela, I've spoken to them. They're so happy. They want to go back to Venezuela. Some don't want to. Some want to go back. They want their beach, their beautiful, the fruit, the guava, the pacha, all that. They want to be there. Their church, they want to be there. They don't want a corruption there. And that's what Trump did. We got our oil back, as my loyal subscriber said on a comment, who was 100% right. It's not their oil. It's United States oil. And that person's correct. So we're going to use their reserve, the crude oil. And if China wants any of it, because by the way, China says it's their oil. It's not their oil. They missed out on the chance. They could have went and took out Maduro. No, I'm not in Philly. I'm in Las Vegas. Hey, welcome in all Philly. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in Germany, Italy, Europe. Let us know if you're in Minneapolis. Let us know. I know it's later there now, later than Vegas. What is going on? Are you close to the streets? Are you hearing anything? Is there any kind of protest being held? We would like to know. Anybody, because they had one today and a lady, 37-year-old, lost her life. It's a shame. May she rest in peace. And her family are grieving tonight. Prayers with the family. A horrible incident. But once again, and for me, we watched it over and over a few times. The ICE agent was protecting himself and his other fellow ICE agents. And I like to see the body cam, and the car is held as a weapon. And unfortunately, this is what happens. I'm not saying that she should have been deceased. I would hope there'd be better ways, but unfortunately, when you interfere with law and order, in this case, ICE, these things can happen and lead to a horrific an incident like this, and now she lost her life. It's a shame, because I still believe it's because of governors like Tim Walz and governors like Gavin Newsom, because we've seen it, ladies and gentlemen, what happened in California. Same shit. Thank God, same stuff. Remember with ICE? Same crap. Gavin Newsom. Basically, he should have been on a horn. Go, go, go. Interfere. They're encouraging people. And if people are going to, some people are going to, and I'm sure there's some people out there on the sideline who are just with horns. But unfortunately, you're going to have some people that interfere. This lady didn't want to lose her life. This lady was just mad, confused, of all of them above, and this is what you got. A lot of it's from propaganda and false information. And that's pretty much in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. It's a shame. It's a shame what happened tonight. And unfortunately, we're going to hear more, hopefully not more deaths, but unfortunately, we're going to have more protests, particularly this weekend. And when you have one protest, you're going to have another protest and then another protest, and it'll lead to bigger and worse things. And then they're going to treat this as a race thing, I'm sure. I'm sure it's going to be a race thing. Even though I believe I don't believe she was Caucasian, and but it's just going to be made up into a propaganda. It'll be a hate crime, Trump, just like the January 6th, and it's a shame. Because let me just say this: there's some unstable people that are on the Republican side, MAGA side, independent. There are. It doesn't make them bad people, but unfortunately, this is what happens. This is what happens. When are we going to get our shit together and stand behind the President of the United States? You don't have to love him. You don't have to sleep with him. You don't have to agree on everything he says. But when are we going to wake up and respect the President? And I was going to say give him a chance. He showed what he can do, and understand his body language. Understand his language that he's everything each and every one of us wanted to say to Democrat presidents, Republican presidents in our lifetime. Because I know a lot of you like Bill Clinton. I voted for him. A lot of you like Ronald Reagan, two of the, so to speak, good presidents. They're not Donald Trump. We'll be thinking of Donald Trump. We'll pop up not just one thing he's done, several things. The first thing that's going to come up will be, most recently, closing the borders. Second would be taking out Iran. Third is taking out a dictator from Venezuela and exchange it. And four are going to be on the bottom. I know a lot is going to disagree with me, is tariffs. Even though I think he went a little high and it hurt my business, to make it American cheaper again. And then we're going to be thinking of, has not been happened yet, but I'm telling you will happen by sooner than later. Some people on here, not all of us, will be getting a $2,000 dividend, rebate, stimulus, whatever you're going to call it, to all Americans. When Trump says, I promise, he holds true. Remember back in COVID, I promise you we'll get relief. Done. I promise you we'll have unemployment. Done. I promise you we'll have PUA. I thought it was a plant from Hawaii. Done. Self-employment. I promise you we'll give out SBA. Done. Of course, you had Somalians taking advantage of that, what we just talked about for about an hour. What a damn shame. All right, read some comments, guys. I'll read a few comments here. All right. What we got? What's going on in Toronto? God bless Toronto. Make Toronto better, safer, beautiful. Mob Boss, what's happening? I want to say hello to some of my loyal subscribers here. Where he's coming in from here. Like to know where you're coming in from. What's your thoughts on this topic? It's a Cuban cigar from a Cuban friend, my last one. Is Diet Coke bad? No. Fake news, propaganda. Must be a Democrat. I'm doing well, George. What's happening, George? Cohiba, it's a Monte Cristo number 2. It was a gift. It's good. Better be good. It was free. Hello, Crystal. Shout out to our moderators for being here tonight. All the way from Crystal to Isabel to Mike to Janine to Lemon J. Just a few of them who are on here supporting our live stream so we can continue. At the end of the day, we help out the homeless people when we can. Not yet, Uncle Charlie. It's in the oven, though. It's in the oven. I got to check a few things out. We had a little incident a year ago. I hate to put Crystal on the spot or Mike on the spot without mentioning anything. So we got to be very, very careful on moderation channels. And also YouTube has a little bit more different criteria on that now. So as soon as I get a official, and it's getting close, Uncle Charlie, I promise. We'll go ahead and because we actually need another moderator because we have had a few that who are busy with their own channels. Shout out to those, and one is being Fabian and others, and we have a few that are just not on here as much. So yeah, we might be looking for. All right, what else we have here? Let's see here. Go watch some more Fox News. What's going on, John? I don't watch too much Fox News. I don't know where you've been, but I should show a little respect to you. You probably just came on. I just called out Fox News. I don't know where you were. Maybe you didn't hear. Maybe you just came on. So no. My news is me. What I see, what's going on through America. And that's on both sides. All right. What else we have? I give two shits about Fox. CNN's on his last leg. CNBC, last leg. All right, let me just do one thing real quick, guys. I had to straighten something out here real quick. All right. All right, what else we got? America has always been great. And then I think you said go back to the basement. You know, it's funny. We don't have basements here in Las Vegas. I miss the basements. No, America has not been great. It's been lost, confused, and more lost, confused, took advantage of for the last 4 years. But this is my basement. All right. Summer, how you doing, Summer? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you. Speaking of loyal subscribers, thank you for being here. Summer. Those summer nights. All right. I'll read a few more comments here. Let's go, Trump. I hear you. You would for Trump? Wow. Read that comment, guys. I won't say that out loud for YouTube, but now, Adrian, when you going to come to a meeting with me? You think I'll get thrown out of a meeting? Adrian will get thrown out before me. Now, starring Mr. Adrian. Speaking of loyal subscribers, my first subscriber, first 10 subscribers, Adrian. Seriously. All right. I'll read a few more here. Hey, I want to say thank you so much for being here and 288 likes on today's live stream. Hope everybody's having a great week and a great start of your New Year's. It's unfortunate that somebody lost their life over this world, so upside down still. But we do have a president who's trying to stabilize and make it better. And I'm still very positive, very optimistic that more better things we have yet to see that are real quiet with Donald Trump. They're even going to make it better and better. We're not going to agree on everything Donald Trump does. I will even come out and surprise my MAGA and call him out a few times. When I can call myself out, I can call him out. But at the end of the day, wishing everybody a successful, safe, happy New Year. Never interfere with law and order. And that goes if you get stopped like I did on a speeding ticket, hands on the wheel, obey, show your credentials. You know, don't even talk your way out of it. They already made that decision. And in this case, stay out of the streets. Don't use your car. Stop. Put your hands on the wheel. Get out. Get handcuffed. You probably would have went to jail. Been better than losing your life and leaving 3 beautiful children at home. What a damn shame. And I blame it on the governor. Sorry. I know I'm hard on... Am I hard on... Am I being hard on Tim Walz? Maybe. Yeah, a couple donations just came in. I missed. Sorry, my chat froze. Crystal. Sorry, our chat froze. Sally, vote for Uncle Charlie for mod. All right, Crystal. We got more votes for Uncle Charlie. Let's see here. I missed another one. I'm feeling blessed and happy. Great comment. With that spider lover. Amen. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Crystal. All right, Crystal. I just got to look at, I got one last thing to look at, and it's in the hands of a moderator that you don't see. There's 2 of them you don't see on here. One is Isabel, the youngest, and one is the oldest, Mr. Aaron. And as soon as I hear the final okay from Aaron and one little small minor thing on YouTube, it is all Uncle Charlie next mod, because we do definitely need one, right, Crystal? Because this channel is growing. Thank you so much. And we have mods that are off and on to their own channel. All right, what we got here? What about the Eagles? What about it? They should win the whole thing, right? We'll see. I'm pissed off at the coach. You want to talk football? We'll open up another YouTube channel. We'll talk sports and cigars. Adrian. All right. Yeah, lower gas prices. I mean, it's amazing. Yep, Cowboys. Will the Eagles beat the Niners? Yes, but they won't cover the spread. Win by 3. I think the spread's 4. Soon to come, sports and cigars and my picks. Soon to come. Seriously. YouTube number 2. For the lower gas prices, I already see them going down. I already see them going down here in Vegas. We haven't seen anything yet. Wait till we see the oil, crude oil. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, for those who are coming on saying hi to the chat and me, well, hello. Hello, hello. Trump for the win. Should Trump be impeached in the chat? Should he be impeached? Yes or no? That's a simple answer. A simple answer. We got a no right off the bat. We got a couple yeses off the bat. We got a couple no's. We got a stogie. We got a super chat from Adrian. High five fist bump. Sal's got a meeting soon in Greenland. Yeah, I got to get a ticket. You know, I want to buy it too, Adrian. But the problem is I don't see it listed. I don't see Greenland listed. I went on I went on Google. I Greenland for sale. I didn't see anything. There's no price. Yeah. That's important, though. It's real important that we take control. Really important. Let's see here. Look what he's done. He's got a bad leader from Venezuela. He did 45 minutes. Absolutely. Amen. A high five fist bump. So well said, Crystal. Amen. So well said. In those couple words. Right. Yeah. You guys see any of those AI videos of, I'm sure we all seen them with dancing? You see how he's dancing? You know? Maduro and Trump? I love it. Did you see the one with the hamburger? The hamburger, Trump eating the hamburger? And the one that was in prison? Putin's next. We're taking out Putin next. Yeah, we're coming from Putin. Oh, 100%. We're taking all oil. We're going after all oil. It's ours. It's always ours. Iran. And we're going to make it hot. Hot oil. And there's all kinds of different oils, guys. You know that. All kinds of oil. Oil to cook with. Olive oil. No, all joking aside, guys, what we witnessed was amazing. Think about it, as Crystal says. 45 minutes, taking him out, Maduro and his wife. Boats, planes, New York. You won't see him anymore. And no deaths. Scott Smith. First of all, hope you're doing well. God bless you and your family. Thank you for your support. First time I've seen you. The chats were really moving today, guys. If I missed a few names, well said. Yes, absolutely. No deaths. I mean, they showed some Venezuela army or whatever the hell they had, police, military. They were all banged up, but nothing to go home the same day, So think about that, though. No deaths. I mean, shout out to our military. Think about it. We have the strongest military, smartest president. Let's see here, Sandra. Summer of 2000 should be in Minneapolis. Thank you for all the memberships on here, by the way. Shout out to all the members. We really appreciate it on here. When I say the word we, starting with me, my wife, and all the moderators and all the little subscribers, each every one. It really helps us on the station so we can continue 100% of the proceeds and the memberships and donations and help out the struggling Americans here, particularly in Las Vegas streets, as it's kind of cold here in Vegas and gets hot in the summer. We do what we can do on here and we help out, and we got bigger and better things in 2026. We're going to continue to grow and help out more communities and maybe make our ways and do some investigation and help out over in California or neighbor states and see if we could pull out some fraud on what's happening in California. Should we do that, guys? Should we go ahead and head to California? Should we pull Gavin Newsom out of his robe? Huh? His robe and his underwear? You want to see him in his underwear? And pull him out in the street and expose him? Should we expose Gavin Newsom? Yes or no? Huh? Should we go to California and the fraud he's done there in that beautiful state with beautiful mountains and ski resorts and oceans that are too cold for me to go in, but they are beautiful? Huh? We see some yeses. Sandra says, hell yeah. Or she says, yes. What's going on in Alabama? Some said no. Don't do it. What's going on in Kentucky? Now, here's a comment I want to shout out. Thank you to the mods on duty. From a subscriber. Very nice. Absolutely. Yeah, they're working hard tonight. We got some, unfortunately, you have people will call them haters. Yeah, I might be going to California. Yeah. I might be going there. I might be visiting one of my moderators without putting out any names on this large chat tonight, but that person knows who they might be. And then I might be heading right to Gavin Newsom's mansion and pull him the hell out and say, hey, what's going on? Let's go take a walk. And he'll say, where? Let's go visit some daycares. Let's go visit some, let's go visit the healthcare. Let's go Medicaid and see how many people are getting Medicaid that are illegal. What will he say? Let's go see where you're homeless, you're supposed to open up some nonprofits. Where's all that money? Where did it go, Mr. Newsom? Love to see his reactions on that. Amazing job by that YouTuber. Smart man. Balls. Balls, excuse me, ladies, gentlemen. Balls of steel. Young 23-year-old. Huh? Heading to Minnesota, doing some investigation. Knocking. How are you? He goes. Where's the kids? I love that guy. Love that guy. Shirley. Nick Shirley. And you know what they're going to try to do to him? If it's your first time here, that Nick Shirley, that YouTuber, independent journalist, you know what they'll do to him, ladies and gentlemen? They're going to try to bring him down. They're going to make up stuff. What the hell can they find on a 23-year-old who's a Mormon, who admitted he was a virgin? These were his words. What are they going to find on him? A school fight, maybe? What are they going to find on a 23-year-old? Good luck with that, Democrats. Good luck. No, I really do fear for his family, though. That's the problem. That's the problem. I know, Scott. That's the problem. See, he's worried about his family. I heard him say it. I'm worried. I don't think he's going to stop. Go Birds! Win it all. Great defense. No offense. Welcome in, Brian Green. I'm the problem. Gotta blame it on somebody, Mr. Green. The Bears, good team. But The fire is out against Green Bay. All right. Welcome in, Whiskey Tango. Thank you so much for your donation. Always high five and a fist bump to you, my friend. The Bears. Chicago. Good coach. Good team. Good people. Great pizza. Good Italian food. Horrible governor. The worst. No, not the worst. Second worst. Joe Biden in 28. What are you eating tonight or smoking? Huh? Joe Biden. How far does New England go? A good team. They can go all the way. They can go all the way. Grew up in Chicago. Is the best, Summer says. No, New England, they're real. Patriots. Good team. Good organization. Bama. In the house. Who is Joe Biden? Exactly. Who is he? Exactly. They've been saying that since 1972. Biden. Who is he? That's a good question, Alex. I don't know. Go Broncos. They're good too. Go Pack 2. They're good. All these teams are good. They're all good. They got in. Oh, Seattle. Corruption over there, too. Oh, you mean the Seahawks. Good team. Good football. Good fish. Good coffee. Nice people. Seattle. Great football team. Great fish. Good coffee. Nice people. Great. Bad government. And they're going to go after them, too. I hear there's fraud going on in Seattle, too. It is nice to see new blood in the playoffs. Chiefs. You won't see them no more, James. Chiefs. They're done. Maybe they're not done. Maybe they'll come back. What do I know, James? They're done this year. What's going on in Charlotte, North Carolina? I hear a lot of people are moving there to retire. Beautiful people over there. Nice oceans. Jesus loves you as well, my friend. Amen. Trump is the best president. You know, almost all I need from Trump, or he's all waiting to put him on the top of the list above the best, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Churchill, Eisenhower, 3-term president. Here's what I want. You ready? I would love for him to take the Somalians and have Fox News, fake news CNN, fake news CNBC, and our channel, and a few others, and have us there in Minnesota and California and drag these illegals, and particularly Somalia, no jail, put them on a plane, fly them, drop them off, and see that happening. To actually see that. Not just say, we're going to do our job, and they are. ICE keeping us safe and protecting. Rest in peace, that poor woman today. Should never happen. But to take them and show it live for 1 hour. And have Trump, you know how you can make your face smaller on... and show Trump there like this. And better yet, have Trump with a cigar bigger than mine. And say, goodbye, and good luck in Somalia. Go run around butt naked. Go play around in the dirt. Have fun. We won't see you here anymore. And then go to California and so on and so forth. But do it live. Have all the news outlets. Right, Scott? Have all of them. Then I would say, Trump, you are now number one. But until then, no. I want to see that. I know I'm asking for a lot. We need to see it to believe it. When we see that, He'll be number one. He will be number one. And he'll be doing Netflix movies. And probably won't have Netflix in 10 years, but I'm just saying. There'll be something else. That would put him up. Then we can say, holy shit. You imagine 20 years from now, a movie on Trump? Who was that guy? Oh my, he said the F word. He said this, he said that. Oh my goodness, he took out the nukes in Iran. Like Crystal said, he went to Venezuela. I was going to say Dominican Republic. I had to stop myself. He went to Venezuela and took out the dictator. He closed the borders. Gas prices down to $1 soon. Cigars from Cuba. Making Cuba great again. Taking the drug cartels out. Eliminate drugs 80%. Oh my goodness. But yeah, as soon as I want to see that live. I want to see it live. Not recording, live. And then I will put Trump number one. I want to see him do it. Yes or no? You think we'll see it? What do you think? In the chat. I should have asked it earlier when we had 1,000. You think we'll see it or 2,000? Think we'll see it live? Taking the Somali community? Love to see that. And by the way, when I say drop them off, I don't mean literally dropping them out of the plane just for the audience. I'm saying fly them there, nicey nice. Goodbye. See ya. Good luck. So, once again, I'm going to say this. We don't want Trump to be impeached. We need everybody to mark this date down. November 3rd. Midterms. You need to vote. Don't count on, oh, my Uncle Joey will vote for me. My mom will go vote. My dad will vote. My grandfather will vote. My neighbor will vote. No. We need to go out and vote red. Not because of, well, we're conservatives. Well, that too. We're voting to save America. Do you understand that? So we can watch football, smoke a cigar, drink Diet Coke, do what we want to do in our own house, don't hurt anybody, and common sense. We'll never be perfect under a Republican president. We'll never be perfect under an independent. But we're certainly not even be close to being organized with this radical, unorganized, hateful, craziness, fraud activities. Don't care about America, Democrat, if you want to call it Democrat, because I don't call it a Democrat. Whatever you want to call it. There's other names. Party. Then we need to continue this agenda until we finally get common sense on the Democrat side. Whenever that comes. Vote red, somebody says. Yes. Trump's the best. We all want Cuba to be free. You know what? So well said. Thank you for that comment. Cuba free. Better words than I said. Cuba free. Common sense, right? I know my Cuban friends will love it. Cuban free. Think about it. What those poor people have been going through. People like my age for a very long time. People older than me. And the young Cubans. They come to Vegas. They're so happy here. They're so happy. They're hardworking. They're conservative. They're common sense. Beautiful people. Why are we talking about Cuba? They're next. Trump's going to make Cuba free. Common sense. And then we got to go after Mexico and take down those drug cartels. Killing so many people. Children, grandmoms. Greenland. Welcome in, Natalie Hopkins. Appreciate you. How you been, Natalie? How you been, my friend? I have no problem putting Epstein in there, but is there any reason you got to put it in there a million times? So we all see it. We see it. We see it. And we see it. So I very seldom do this. I only do this maybe once a year. But we're going to... There you go. I don't care, but I know it's frustrating for the subscribers. Over and over. Over and over and over. We get it. We see it. It's a little person. It's a 3-year-old. It's a 3-year-old who's doing that, and they take the phone from the purse of their mom or their father, and they forget to unlock their phone, and that's who we got. Kids. You got kids. Or people who don't grow up. Kids. Trump's the best. Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. They're good. They got a bye week. Let's see what happens. Sam Darnold's the quarterback. He's good. He's got a chip on his shoulder. You want to talk football? I know a little bit about football. That's bad what they did in Minnesota. He was up Minnesota. Sam Darnold. That's terrible what they did to him. Just as bad as fraud. All right. Marco Rubio is the best. He's good. I believe Marco Rubio will be stronger than ever. Better than Trump. Not better. I take that back. But he's looking. He's watching. As Ozzy said yesterday or 2 days ago, I'll steal Ozzy words. He's on the right looking at Trump. He's good. He speaks Spanish. He's smart. He's learning. You'll hear from him on TV. I'm a big fan. I've been following Marco Rubio for many years. Many years. Are you blind? No, thank God I can see. All right, I got to enjoy a little bit of cigar, and I'll just read some comments in a second. Enough with the Epstein files. Enough. The Democrats had their chance. Put them out there. Joe Biden was wearing a thong in Rehoboth Beach. Come on. Worried about potato chips and the State of the Union being short. We had no president. Trump's exposed. They're there. They're out there. Clinton needs help. What they're doing to Bill Clinton, maybe, maybe not. Trump's defending him. You say he's a grown man. All these photos. Sure, he had some photos with Clinton. Sure, he had some photos with Trump. They'll make him go, no, what do you want? Those girls, they need closure. A lot of people are just putting Epstein on there because that's all they know how to type. They're hypnotized. They just say Epstein, Epstein, Epstein. But the people that really care, justice needs to be made for those young ladies. But most people that are putting them on there are just either haters or don't know what else to say. That's okay. Have fun. Go ahead, have fun. All right. Go Eagles. Go Birds. The best. South Philly, South Jersey. The best food. Anything from Italian to Puerto Rican to Jewish delis. The best. I mentioned soul food. Go Broncos. Good team. Great coach. Love the coach. Forget about it. It's over. Forget about it. Trump's your president. Get over it. Oh, you mean the Eagles? Forget about it. The best. Green. Go Bills. It's a shame what happened to the Bills. Huh? They go for the 2-point conversion. They could have beat the Eagles. They got problems. They don't have a wide receiver. They need a wide receiver. They have a good quarterback, good running back. Decent offensive line. Okay defense at best. They're missing a receiver. They got a year to go. I could be wrong. Hate to disappoint you. But you know, the Bills have a black cloud over them all the way back. They've been in, what were they in? Like back in the Jim Kelly ages, missing field goals, missing point afters, death threats to the kicker. I wish them well. If the Eagles aren't in it, I really do. Hey, well, shout out to our member, Ken Big Fishin'. Good evening, Sal. Always good to see you and good and great words, and thank you so much. It's all green in Philly. Rams going to the Super Bowl from our loyal subscriber. Rams, they're good too. Every team is good that's in it. Even Carolina. All right. What we got? Vikings. Let's see what we got with the Vikings. Yeah. Sandra, yes. That's what they do wrong. You know your football. Texans, they're good. Good quarterback. That's a good quarterback. Real good defense. They scare me. They win this week. Go Chargers. They're good too. I don't know if they have enough. We'll see. You can't sleep on the Jags. I picked them to win the Super Bowl. Wait a minute. You got Eagles on here. It's all right. I bet both. Jags, man. That kid with the long hair, a pretty boy, he's good. You don't hear about the Jags, but they just keep winning and winning. They play the Bills. It's a pick 'em. Bet the Jags. Somebody says our country's a joke. What do you guys got to say about that? I'll let the chat respond to that. I hear you, Stacy. God bless. Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, Villanova. Even though I flunked out of it, God bless them all. South Jersey, South Philly, Passyunk, Morris, South, come on. Violin, Bridgeton, Millville, Camden, Cherry Hill, Northeast Philly. Go Packs go. I've been there. Good fans, nice people. The only place I went, Sanchez was the quarterback. I was there for the first time. It was so cold. I was going to my wallet slow because I couldn't get my money, and a guy bought me a beer and talked football. The nicest fans are Packers fans. God bless them. Oh, this is nice, huh? I love this hoodie. Love it. Keeps me warm. Fly, Eagles, fly. How many Eagle fans watch the movie Invincible? Soon as they beat the 49ers and then they win the next one and they go to the Super Bowl, how many on here will watch that movie? I've watched that movie, The Invincible, like 10 times. That was me in South Philly. The Chevy Novas, no lights, playing football. Huh? The country was... There was none of this, that, whatever. AM, FM radio only. The TV guide. You fight after you win, and you pick the guy up, and you knocked him back down and had a beer. It was Pabst Blue Ribbon, the American beer. Oh, Italian Mark is the best. The best. Jersey tomatoes and produce, forget about it. 8-track tapes were the best. In the car, I still have an 8-track. Opens up like that. I put my Led Zeppelin. What else do I need? A cigar and Donald Trump. That's all I need. Oh, or a few other things. I'm not real high on J.D. Vance. He's a little quiet lately. Phil Simms, good. Dan Marino is Italian. Of course he's good. I'm only kidding. I got to see more out of J.D. Vance. Don't get me wrong. I'd vote for him. Yeah. That's sad what happened today. World War III coming? No. Nope. Will not happen. And not that I care. It's not the cigar. Friggin' water. Oil down. Oil's good. We're going to see 50 cents a gallon. Soon. Eggs going to be like 40 cents a dozen. Rib eyes are going to go back down to $8.99 for a pound. It's going to be good. Cuban cigars for everybody who wants them. A low price of $20. What's going on, Natalie? I'm not doing well. What's happening, my friend? What's going on? Viva Trump. No, we're not going to see a World War III. Not in this lifetime. Not in the next. Yeah, prayers. Thank you, Bama, for putting that in there. Thank you. Prayers. Prayers for anybody who's having some rough times or health problems, divorce. Remember, take one day at a time. That's all we can do. What can we do? Got to keep going, guys. Best we can. Easier said than done, but trust me. Do I know where Charlie Kirk is? Yeah, heaven. Epstein files, will we see the facts? No. Will we see a little bit more? Yes. Will they expose some movie stars? Probably. Will they have a senator? Maybe. Any alive president? No. All right, that's it. Justice for the women? Unfortunately, it's a shame what happened there, too. All right, I'll read a few more here. You are an Eagles fan. I like it. But I don't like the Trump. No, I'm just adding words. It doesn't matter if you don't like Trump, but you're an Eagles fan. That's all that matters to me. Huh? God bless. When we get to 2000, tomorrow, check your Zelle. I mean, check your direct deposit. It's coming. Absolutely, Ken Big Fish, and you're right. Absolutely. So well said. It's a high five. You get a high five fist bump for that. You like the hat? Thank you. Me too. I got other hats too. Stupid, somebody said. Yeah. Trump's the king. He's the godfather. He's the closest we're going to get to an Italian president. I'm 18. You don't belong here. Oh, maybe you do. I think you're okay at 18. Thanks for letting us know. Yeah. All right. Trump's the man. Absolutely. Absolutely. The best. Diablo? Who? Who's the Diablo? See a lot of Eagles comments. A lot of Eagle fans in here. I'm impressed. A lot of Philly fans in here, Crystal. Not so many Cowboys. You got to laugh a little bit, guys. Our super moderators, Cowboys fan. But we got a lot of Eagle fans. Well, sure you do, Sal. You got all Eagles on here. Well, no, I don't have all Eagles. I have the Trump, too. You got to have a little laughs, guys. Little laughs. Yeah, Patriot. 49ers. That McCaffrey kid scares me. That little guy's good. Little white running back. He's good. He's good. He's only about 5'2". Sweet home, Alabama. That's where Jalen Hurts is from. I'm disappointed at Jalen Hurts. He didn't go support President Trump when they won the Super Bowl. I don't hate him. I'm disappointed. God bless Penn State. They got to turn their season around. Joe Paterno got a bad deal back then in the day. It's a shame what happened to him. It was a friend of mine. Amen, Crystal. 52 years, or 42 years. I think it was 42. Sal, take it easy. 52. All right. Sal, please remove that stupid hat. You're embarrassing yourself. Okay. Should I take it off? A funny guy or a funny woman. I don't know. Look at that. They're all saying no. Look at that. I would have to get 100 yeses to take it off. And I'm not going to get it. I just opened up the trolls. That's what I just did, Crystal. I know you're saying, Sal, why would you say that? You're very welcome, Summer. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that comment. I really do. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's all about you guys. Thank you so much for today's live stream. One of our longer versions of this live. I appreciate all the likes and support, whether you support Trump or not. What we do support is the United States of America, and our prayers and thoughts are with the family. These, precious. I believe she had 3 children. This 37-year-old mom of 3 who got shot. But once again, ICE agents are out there. Don't get involved with what's happening out there. A governor should be standing up and protecting his city and state and not using war against the government. And by the way, he's in big trouble with fraud. And I believe you heard it here first, allegedly, if these come out, he'll be in jail. We have to eliminate the fraud. And it's not just Somalians doing it. Let's be honest. I mean, they're doing it in Minneapolis. A lot of people are committing fraud. And if they do it, they got to be held accountable for it. That's it. And that's that. Let alone other countries doing it. That really upsets me. That's our taxpaying money. And for people to think that we don't live in Minnesota, it doesn't affect our taxes that are coming up in April 15th, that we're going to get the forms in the mail real soon. It affects because it's federal. When it's federal, it affects all of us. Each and every one of us that work. That work. Absolutely, Sandra. Absolutely. I mean, it really is. It affects. And I'm going to talk about, before we end, I want to talk about the scandal. So here's what was going on with Somalia. You want to hear it? So, not only they were committing fraud and opening up child daycare and healthcare and who knows what else, and getting funded from the COVID relief and money from the government. They're not only getting that, they had family members working for them that were paying fazuls. You know what fazul is? Money. They were giving them cash. They, and their money, they were also collecting welfare. So they were getting both ends. Then they were taking their money they made on government, getting that money that was fraud, head over to Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to Atlanta, Georgia. Going through TSA with suitcases. They didn't put cigars in those suitcases. You got it right. They had money. They put money laundering. They send that money to Dubai. From Dubai to avoid taxes to Somalia community. They were ripping off the United States of America. And that don't upset the Democrats or Republicans. I don't know what else would upset you. That is big time. That's what was going on. And then they're making $100,000 and not paying taxes on $100,000. Here we are working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, Social Security, and still working, trying to get by, working our ass off, trying to do the right thing, pay our taxes. Some of us make a few bumps on taxes, right? Maybe missed a couple things on line 2 or 3 for $100, and we're in trouble. And the government comes after Americans, which they should if you do something wrong. I don't know about $100. I'm just saying. And they're getting away with it. You told me this country's not upside down. And now Trump's finally, we got a president who's investigating this from a YouTuber, Nick Shirley. Oh, amazing. Crazy. What a crazy year to start. Well, not crazy, but man. And then all of a sudden it leads to a death of a woman. That's a shame. That I don't like. All right. Sad. Thanks for putting the flags in. But that's what was going on. That's what was going on in Minnesota. And that's what's happening in California. Should I continue? Chicago, Seattle, red states, maybe some, blue states, I was going to say, and maybe some red states. I don't care if they're red states. So far, it's been all blue states. Let's be honest, but I don't care. So, Sal, what happens in Vegas? Take them. I don't care. Don't matter to me. Well, you voted for. I don't care. That's the difference between a Republican and a conservative and an American. If they do bad, get rid of them. And that's that. So, but right now, there's been 5 states, 5 or 6, 5 states that have been frozen child care. And that's a shame, too. Has to be done to figure out the fraud. And then, it's unfortunate because you got the people that really need it. What a mess. See what the Somalians did? It really is a shame. So remember on midterms, guys. What day is it? November 3rd. What year? This year. Vote. Vote, 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 but vote red. Can't have it. Because if not, there's a possibility they'll try to impeach Trump. They'll try to remove him from office or do something even worse that I won't say. Like a possible assassination attempt or anything like that. I don't trust them. When I say them, I'm just saying them like other country. Anything can happen. So we got to keep them safe too. Maybe 20 years from now, 40 years from now, 100 years from now, you'll have a Democrat Party again. Possible. What do you think our grandmoms and grandfathers, may they rest in peace, like mine, are saying? Who were Democrats? What do you think they're saying if they can talk to us? What do you think they're thinking right now? Oh my God, what happened to that party? What happened? How did the party get like that? How did the news channels get like they are? How did a independent journalist, YouTuber, 23-year-old expose fraud? And Fox and CNN, CNBC, and The View and all these other faccia bruta, I call them in Italian, didn't go do their jobs. Do your damn job. And that goes to Fox too. I get fired up, guys, on live. Oh, wait a minute, you're a Trump supporter. Yeah, but they piss me off. I tell it as it is, They really cared about America. They get off their ass and report what's going on. And as far as CNN goes, to call me, because I am an independent journalist, or say that I'm a hate, it's a hate crime to discuss what's happening, allegedly, that's just simply wrong. Simply the wrong way to go about it. That's why their views, we got more views on here than they have on CNN. And we're just a small channel. So CNN's gone. 2 years they're out. And if Fox don't get their shit together, they're out too. And that's that. And this guy, Tim Walz. I got to get rid of that. I got to turn it off. I can't even stand looking at him. I can't even stand looking at him. I had it on because I was going to show it again. Hey, thank you for that donation. Appreciate it. LA. We got over here. See here. Cuba. We got the free oil for decades. In exchange for Maduro. China was buying 69%. Oh, Maduro's oil. It is getting capped by this. Iran and Cuba are next to fall. Mexico and Colombia ain't safe. No! Exactly what I've been saying. I've been saying that. I've said that a few times. Thank you. High five. Great comment. Yeah, good comment. Great comment. Yeah. They're all falling. Colombia, they're next. Cuba, Mexico cartel. It was never China oil. It was United States oil. when that lady spoke that it's not our oil, who the hell she thinks she is? They had their chance. They could have took them out. We got China by the balls. We should always be number one. I don't trust them, no. Here's what I hope that doesn't happen. That China doesn't go after Taiwan. You know what I mean? They might try to play a little hardball. Trump knows that, though. So we got to be on guard on that. That worries me a bit. China, Taiwan. A little bit. A little bit. Greetings. Thank you. Spreading today. I appreciate you. Thank you for those kind words. Thank you. Hey, for those who are saying F Trump, he's a president. He's a leader. What'd you think? I was going to say F you back? No. You know, subscribers, you just get people on here. They're probably about 4 years old. Unfortunately, they're just, you know, some people just don't like Trump. That's fine. But these people are just, they lost their love of themselves. How can if they can't love themselves, how the hell can they love the president of the United States? You don't have to agree on everything, Trump. You don't have to support him, but to say those words, come on. All right. I shouldn't even be acknowledging it. The hell am I doing? All right. You know, and then other YouTuber channels, in no defense, will say, go to another station. We don't want you here. I watch, you know, lives. Great channels out there. Hey, by the way, support your other YouTube channels if you like them. And they'll say, go to another channel. I said, whoa. Oh, no. Don't go to another channel. Hey, guys, you got to laugh a little bit. But you know what? We're not laughing at Donald Trump. He's serious. He's protecting us. He's keeping us safe. And I'm sure there'll be an investigation with this woman who lost her life. Should never happen. But he's out there. You cannot interfere with ICE agents or the law, or you will be, you know, in trouble. And unfortunately, this poor woman lost her life. And it's a shame. And I blame media. I blame CNN. I blame, you know, and of course you can say, well, the person should never took those actions, and why these things happen, I don't know. We don't know why these things happen, but you know, it's a shame. And I hope that the governor will stand up and say, enough's enough. No more protests. But we heard him. You heard him, right? He's encouraging it. Now, he did say peaceful protest. Still, he's encouraging it. He should say no. Our prayers and thoughts, we don't want it. So, but again, he don't care. They don't care. Go Birds. Yeah, we'll see the body. It'll come out. It'll be exposed. It'll be body cam exactly. You know, the vehicle is a weapon, you know, and a vehicle is a weapon, and it shouldn't have been out there. And, you know, the shots were taken. There'll be an investigation, you know. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Whatever way you look at it, nobody should be losing their life. No, like that. We're supposed to die of old age, not from a protest, not for any of this, you know. So it has to stop. But this is not Donald Trump. You know, you don't point fingers. You don't point fingers at ICE. They're protecting themselves, you know. Just like when you have police officers shot on a line of duty. I hear a lot of domestic. They lose their lives. And of course, there's always going to be 1 or 2% of bad cops. There's a bad couple agents, a bad personal trainer, a bad, but there's so many good ones. You know, they're protect. We'll have to see the body cam and see exactly what happened on there. Let's hope that there's no more of this, you know, and eliminate these peaceful protests. To me, I don't like it. Nothing's peaceful. It always escalates. And see, I talked about this 3 months ago. 3 months ago. I'm sure other YouTubers and podcasts have talked about this, that you have these peaceful protests and you see bottles and fireworks and they get hurt, and there's always a chance from somebody losing their lives on either side, meaning don't matter what side you're on. When I say what side, ICE agent in this incident, or in this incident, or a innocent bystander, or somebody get in the middle of a law enforcement. You know, at the time, this woman wasn't thinking about it. She's mad, confused, and look what happens. It's just, yeah, rest in peace. It's just, it's a shame, and it needs to stop. And this probably would never happen if it wasn't for the Somalians. Anyhow, it's where it's at. And Tim Walsh is on his last. It might be his last. He might have 2 or 3 more press conferences left. And I would be very surprised if he's not put to prison on this allegation. Again, he's still innocent, right? He's still innocent before proven. But he's already come out and said those words, I acknowledge there's been fraud. So he's already admitted to the situation. Now, if they can figure out his bank accounts and see how much money went into his donations, if that's true, then he'll be in prison. Now, if they're not true, his name is, he has never a 0.0% ever for being back into politics or anything. But I think he'll be held responsible. And I'll go a little farther. I think that Ilhan Omar, who should be sent back, but if she's not sent back, she'll start throwing everything at him. She'll throw the whole thing on him. So that's where he'll be in hot water. Absolutely. And it's about time they start arresting these politicians. And by the way, I don't care if they're Republican. They're doing something like fraud, jail. And I want to see it. Expose it. Show us. Have footage of it. You know? Just like Maduro. We want to see it. Him and the wife. Him and the wife. Smuggling. Cocaine. Drugs. Through the world. Partying. Having fun. How could they even do that when people are losing their lives? Horrible. Dictator. And some of my friends or people I know, oh, I feel sorry for him. Feel sorry? What sorry? Trump was overboard. You think Trump went overboard by taking a dictator who cheated into Venezuela? How could you feel sorry? Oh, I feel sorry for his wife. His wife had nothing to do with it. Bullshit! If his wife had nothing to do with it, they would have left her there. She was right there with her. She was involved as well. The reports I read, she was the right-hand man or right woman's hand, whatever you want to call it. So, love your show. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, anybody new, like and subscribe. Appreciate it. Let us know if you're new. Somebody said you're so brainwashed. I'm brainwashed. Brainwash. Somebody says we're not brainwashed. Yeah. New here. Hog farmer. Thank you. She was attempting to murder a federal agent, and it comes down to the fact. Yeah. Well, you know, it's a loss of life, but yeah, I mean, if you know they have the right evidence, and we've seen it a couple times, a vehicle is considered a weapon, and you know, I wish he was alive, of course, but yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you have protests and you have these people upset on both sides. This is what happens. People lose their lives. And it is a shame. It really is. But I think if you had a better governor who didn't do fraud, who wasn't corrupted, if you had somebody who would stand tall and say, That's it. Well, this should never happen. But would have said, hey, I'm not on board with Trump before this happened. You know, it's a shame. Can't get the life back. But before it happened, we stood tall and say, hey, we're going to have ICE agents here, Minneapolis. I'd go on news outlets. Okay? And don't mention fraud, because you already buried yourself, Tim Walz. You should have called me up. I would have told you to go ahead and do it, because I hate you. He was going to be vice president. I said, but anyhow, I'm getting fired up. Sorry, guys. I apologize. But he should have came on and said to his TV local news, today, we're going to have ICE here. They're going to be on this street, that street. Please obey the law. We don't have to agree on everything or agree on the president. I wouldn't say that, but I'll give them a little bit of a pass, right? But you will be prosecuted and held accountable if you do and interfere with them. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm your governor, and that's that. But, you know, him and Gavin Newsom will not do that. We've seen it in California. We see it in Chicago. We see it in Minnesota, Minneapolis. And we see it in other blue states. And occasionally we see it in some red states. They just don't think. They're too busy worrying about their pockets, corruption, illegals, Somalians, and so on and so forth. I mean, really. Hey, Carmen, how are you? And that's that. And then after the incident, I've said this before, for those who are coming in late, his first words should not have been Trump. We heard what he said. First thing is Trump. His first words should be, may she rest in peace. Our prayers are going out to the family. Our prayers are with the ICE agents that are working. Our prayers are with the community. But his first words were what? Should I rewind it? Were Trump. Trump, Trump, Trump. He's like a 4-year-old. But he's the guy who's the governor. They voted him in. Minnesota voted him in because they're nice people in Minnesota. Very nice people. Very nice. It's a shame. They trust their governor. They trust their government. They trust what's going on. And now you have a loss of life. And corruption and more corruption. But guess what? It will end soon. They will find the bad guys and bad women and the Somalian community or anybody else and send their ass back. Amen to that comment. Amen. Trump is number one. Absolutely. And he will be number one overall. In case you're late coming in, as soon as I will make him number one forever, but I need one favor, Donald Trump, and I know he watches this channel. When he takes the Somalians and more illegals and put it on all live news for 30 minutes, have a cigar bigger than mine, and expose and show those Somalians being sent back and show us all the fraud. I want to see it. Don't worry, the Democrats will be like, I feel sorry. They needed it. When I say Democrats, nobody on here. I'm referring to the party. If you call it a party. I don't call it a party. Hey, let's stop calling them Democrats. I don't know what the hell you call them. I was talking to a friend of mine today. He goes, Sal, it's like the mob. It's not even close to the mob. They never give back anything. They don't give back to the charities or anything. What mob? Oh, you mean they do certain activities I can't say on here? Oh, yeah, that. But they're not like the mob. That's anyhow. That I don't know what you call them. I don't know what you call that. Not a party. A racketeer. Wow. What a good Cuban cigar. Cuba. Talking about Cuba. Save it. Save Cuba. Save Cuba. Absolutely, Ozzy. Drop them off. Don't even put any clothes on them. I don't know about that. Pick them up, put them on a plane, nicey nice, drop them off, go play in the sand, go run around, and do what the hell you want to do in Somalia, East Africa. Cuba's on the list. Absolutely. I got a lot of Cuban friends. They're all like, we're ready. Hard-working Cubans. They work hard. They work hard. They work their ass off. It's a shame. A bunch of senile people, I quote from Marco Rubio. He's from Cuba. What's going on in Cuba? It's time to stop that. How the hell our president's been sitting on their ass for the last 50, 60 years not doing what Trump is doing? And I know a lot of you like Bill Clinton. I know a lot of you like Ronald Reagan. I know a lot of you like old man Bush. Why do we call him old man Bush? Because he's older than him. And I know a lot of you like some other presidents. But this is a real president right here. Donald Trump. Donald J. Trump. If you want to call it that, you can call it that. All right. I agree 100%. Well, thank you for agreeing 100%. I mean, it's common sense. I say that so many times like a broken record. My uncle comes on here. Man, you say common sense so many times. Yeah, common sense. I agree. It's common sense. I got to get some hats. Should we get some hats, Ozzy? Common sense. Where's Maribel? Where's my concierge? Common sense hats with the American flag. How about American hats? Huh? American common sense. Hey, we'll get tiny hats too. You want a tiny hat for tiny heads? We get a tiny hat for tiny heads. Big hats for big heads. Medium hats for medium heads. You know we've been live over 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm going to go 15 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. That's my limit. Thank you so much for each and every one of you. When I start talking about heads, I know it's too live and I get silly, but hey, better than CNN, right? Probably better than Fox. You know who else is a badass? Judge Jeanine. Like to see her president. She's actually pretty too. She's pretty nice. You know, she's like 90. Or no, I'm just kidding. See, it's late. She's a badass. Judge Jeanine. Woo. I'd vote for her. Who else would vote for her? She's good. She's real good. I think she's half Italian and she might be Lebanese. Don't matter. She's good. I think she's half Italian. I think she's got some Sicilian in her. Yeah, she's Lebanese, yeah. Don't matter. I'd vote for her. I like your poster in the back. Damn right. Love it. Judge Judy. Where's she at? Haven't seen her in a while. She's funny. Not president, though. All right, a few more minutes. Hey, great live, ladies and gentlemen. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. Haters, too. Thank you for all. Once again, our prayers are out. Shout out to this woman. It's a shame. Prayers for our ICE agents. Prayers for our president. Why would I support someone who's only for himself? See, that's where a lot of people, thank you for your comment. I'm not being rude. This is where a lot of people got it wrong. And I'm not here to change your mind at all. But go out and vote midterms. I'm just kidding. But listen, you don't understand his language. I don't mean his language, cussing. You got to understand. See, you got to really understand how he is saving the world. He's saving the friggin' Democrat Party. People don't understand that. He's saving the Constitution. Money for us. Happier life. And we got to go out and work. He's not going to do that for us. So, you just don't understand it. It's hard, but it's not that hard. But if you just don't watch CNN, don't watch any news, just watch his channel, you might understand. I'm only joking. You just got to understand and listen to Trump. If you just listen to him, those out there that agree with that comment, take a rainy day, a Saturday, a Sunday, whenever you're off, and just listen to him. You got to really listen what he's doing. Watch and listen, as my grandma would say. Salvador, watch and listen. And you might understand. Once again, he's not perfect, but he's making progress. A lot. All right. He doesn't get paid for being a president. Thank you, Summer. I think Summer said that. Thank you. I think Summer said that. Yes. He doesn't get paid. Thanks for putting that out there and reminding everybody. And reminding me as well. Thank you. I mean that. That's right. That's exactly 100,000% right. How old are you guys? Somebody says. All right. So, but yeah, he doesn't get paid. Somebody want to know how old we are. All right. Somebody probably on here about 12 years old. Somebody says you're not smart. Do you have to be smart to figure out what the hell's going on? Trump, baby. Trump, Trump, Trump. How many Trump supporters we have? How many real Trump supporters? How many people really are Trump supporters on here? Huh? MAGA. Somebody said old enough. Good comment. I like that. You were thinking. Old enough. Trump. Look at all the Trumps. Bada boom, bada bing. Trump, 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 Trump. Look at it. Trump. Trump all over the place. Even a lady today in the grocery store. She says, Trump! I said, yeah. Even Iran are saying Trump. Did you guys see the video going out? Even Iranians are saying, help us out, Trump. No shit. No shit. Even Iranians are saying, Trump, help us out. Yeah. Russia, help us out. It's not Russia's fault. You got an idiot over there. Sicko. Take him out too. Same way. Same way. Oh, Sal, take it easy. Sal, take it easy. They have nuclear. Take him out. Take him out, Ozzy. Let's go get him. Who wants to go get Putin? Who's coming with me? Now you're going too far there, Sal. I like you. I ain't coming. Take him out too. Get his ass. Want him alive too. Send him over to Staten Island or South Philly. You won't see him no more. Yeah, man, he's next. Get him too. Enough's enough. All right, guys. What we got here? I'll read a few more. I don't see my wife calling me in yet, so I'll read a few more. When the boss comes out, I go in. Zachary Wilson, thank you. See you soon. See you soon. Sooner than later. Don't get locked out. It's happened too many times, Ozzy. I had to sleep right underneath, right over on the sofa here. And I don't got any more, yeah, I've been doing Jameson's lately. Not tonight, guys. But yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get locked out. It's cold. I'll go a few more minutes here. Epstein. Won't see him no more. Won't see him no more. Go Birds, baby. Go Birds. Win it all. Like the sign says on Trump, get over it. Get over it. You want to beat the champs, you got to beat them. Go Broncos. Good. That's a good coach over there. He's a good coach. I forget who the hell it is, but he's good from New Orleans. I like him. He's a badass. He's a Trump supporter too. I forget his name. We've been talking about the ICE situation. Yeah. Certain words on YouTube, I'm just saying, I can't say it. Will get you in trouble, so be careful. I mean, I don't care, but they do. Sean Payton, thank you. Tommy, I appreciate that. Would have drove me nuts. Thank you, Tommy. Yeah, Sean Payton. He's good. He's got balls too. Super Bowl, going for it on site. He's good. Anybody's a Trump supporter is good. All right. I said we got 6 minutes. We got 6 minutes. Where are you going? Nowhere. 6 minutes. Let's finish my cigar. Thank you, Carmen. Appreciate all your support on these lives and on the shorts. What shorts are we talking about? We have, you know what, Carmen? I didn't pop the short up today. Almost every day. See, I call myself out. We support the homeless people that are struggling here. We don't ask them if they're Democrats. We don't ask them if they're Republicans. We don't ask them if they're gay or straight or whatever their cup of tea is. We help out the less fortunate when we can. So thank you, Carmen, and everybody else who supports our homeless short videos. They're over there. Go look at them on the shorts when you have some time. Plenty of them. We'll put a tear in your eye, put some joy in your eye. And that's what we need more from our government, period. Somebody asked me what Trump needed to do more. Yeah, I want to see more of that. But he's doing so much. We need more. More of that on all sides of it. On us, on the government, not fraud, not taking money from homeless, daycare, healthcare, SNAP, that leads to homeless. More are helping us. Our tax-paying money that we get 30, 40%, and it's federal in Minnesota, so we are paying into it, whether you live in anywhere, Vegas. We need to start paying our taxes for those who really need it. We have none of us probably have any problem paying taxes, but for people who need it. Thank you for the 26. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's what we need to start doing. Otherwise, I might not pay. Sick of it. We should start paying our taxes again when we see it exposed and Trump says, hey, there it is. I want to see it. I want to see that guy allegedly. I got to keep saying allegedly. Allegedly. Let's say this guy right here. That Scazziata. That guy. That person. Ugly person. I don't mean ugly his appearance. But what he's done. I want to see him. I want to see him in handcuffs. I want to start seeing whether they're a Republican, a male or female or Democrat, certainly it's Democrats of late, that do these crimes. I'm tired of us talking about it. These allegations are true, and I think they're all coming out. He's admitted it. They're put in jail. We need to start doing it. Just because they're politicians and it's not a nice suit. It's horrible. It is an ugly suit. But I don't care if they wear a pretty dress or a suit or a tie. I don't care. Don't care. They do crimes. If they know about crimes, and in Italian, we say whether you're stupid or you're in on it. I say this over and over. Either way, you got to go. That's it. And when I say go, I don't mean go unalive. I mean, you got to go. You got to step down. You got to be held responsible. That's what I mean by you got to go. Sometimes everybody knows my language, like you don't know Trump's language. See, that's the problem. People don't know the language. They don't hear and listen. All right, what we got? 2 minutes? About 2 minutes. Hey, Mike, what's going on? Come sta? Molto bene, molto bene. Merry Christmas. Buona Italia. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's to everybody. Hope everybody's starting off a great year, being positive, staying focused. If you have any kind of illness or you're going through some tough times, stay positive, be confident, take 1 hour at a time. And that's that. What are you going to do? Stay true to yourself. Support Trump. Can't let this party, I almost said it again, Democrats, don't let this party get in and impeach, like I have on my thumbnail, Donald Trump. We can't have it. Once again, if you're coming in real late, we're almost done. Thank you for 402 likes. It's not about MAGA versus a radical party. It's not about Republican and Democrat. I said it. It's about saving America, keeping America back on the right track. And once again, common sense. I know I've said it many times, but I can't help myself. It's the truth. And that's what we need to keep in our mind. That's what we need to think about. Once again, I only know one person perfect, and that's Jesus. But Trump is pretty damn close. No, really, but Trump is continuing to try. And once again, it's unfortunate that somebody lost their life. It's sad. But when you have governors pretty much coming out right after this and saying it's okay to protest and to continue to protest, in my opinion, simply doesn't help at all. It makes things worse. It agitates people. Not all these people are going to go out and be nuts. There's people who are just going to be on the sideline with horns. But even that encourages other people. And there's a lot of people, and this is not going to this lady at all, but there's people that are just unstable and confused and suffer from illness that we need to correct too. Mental illness. I'm not saying this lady. I'm just making a statement. Sometimes people don't listen. Right? Northeast Philly, what's going on? And that's why we can't have, there's no such thing of a peaceful protest. There's not. In today's world, it leads to violence. And in these sad situations, people lose their lives. Over what? And unfortunately, it led to this today. It can lead to an ICE agent. It can lead to a government official, whether they're not with us or not. We don't want that. We don't go for that. Nobody should have to lose their lives over this. And to encourage, pretty much, Tim Walz said it an hour ago, protest, it leads to this. It's a damn shame, and it breaks my heart. It's a shame to see. And you can't blame people. Well, sure you can, Sal. They're voting them in. No, they're voting in somebody that they trust. The Democrats are trusting. They're elderly or whatever. They trust this guy. And for younger people, they put on the show and they buy into that, and that's what you have. It's not these people's fault. But I think people are starting to really waken up. And hope to God that people go out and vote November 3rd. Otherwise, we lose. We lose the American way. It will be very bad, ladies and gentlemen. So we can't have it. We cannot have midterms because it will lead, and nothing will get done. Nothing will get done. It'll lead to an impeachment. Trump knows that. And we're not ready for this radical left. Yeah. And my wife's looking at me. But she's smiling. I don't know what that means. Tell the wife hi. Hello? Well, she's not opening the door. See, when you get married, and you're married for a long time, like me and other subscribers on here, not mentioning any names, Ozzy, Mike, and others, and Adrian. When the boss calls, you got to go. You got to go. Well, you don't have to go, but you'll suffer consequences. And they're not good. They're not good. Like, you don't get a homemade meal and you sleep outside, you know. No, she knows I'm not working until late tomorrow. But they want you to pay attention, you know. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, about paying attention, I haven't said this enough lately. It's great having these. This is one of our longest lives. It's great to go on live streams. It's great to go on the internet. I'm guilty of it too, whether I'm on live or go on another YouTuber. It's good to read a book. Got to go back to reading books, but we got to pay attention to our partners, our wives, our husband, our kids, our grandkids. Simplest thing. So before we go online, it's great to go online and entertain. You got to spend time with your family. Friends will come and go, but family's family, and spend the time, particularly with those kids and grandkids, and spend a little time with your spouse. It's important. If you want a long-lasting marriage, because nothing's easy on that either. You got to work like Trump is doing. But you got to pay a little attention. Otherwise, you might lose something that you truly care about. And then later on, you're like, what the hell did I do? So, got to be hard for Trump, though, right? The guy sleeps 4 hours. Last person to go to sleep, wake up, to be married and have kids. You know, very tough. Does it for free. As a couple of you said earlier, you know, works for free. Doesn't matter how much money he has. You're working for free because he loves America. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's time. We're going to end. I'll give everybody about a minute or two for those who are interacting with each other on the live, back and forth. Can say your good nights. I certainly will say good night and thank you for all the likes, 413 likes. I'm overwhelmed. If I didn't have you guys on here, then I'd be still talking to myself, but I wouldn't have everybody. At the end of the day, we help out the homeless when we can. Once again, may she rest in peace, the woman who lost her life. And let's stand behind America. Let's do what's right. And God bless. And God bless the United States. I'll see you on the next live, guys. Thank you. I'm out. Ciao. I'm coming. My wife. I'm coming in. I'm coming in. See you guys. Take care. God bless. God bless.